Welcome back, everybody, to On the Edge of Shadow. I am your narrator, Blackthorn, this evening. Previously, we left our travelers being ambushed by some overconfident bandits. They thought they would get a jump on some easy prey, but boy, did they get sorted out quickly. But the travelers did not walk away from this encounter unscathed. Some of us were very scathed. But as we're coming down off of the adrenaline high of that harrowing situation, that these this is just before dawn. You guys are waking up. Well, if you weren't awake already, you will be. The distant crow of possibly some swamp bird, not unlike a rooster, but he beats his wings and crows as the swamp begins to wake up for the day. The first blush of dawn pinkens the sky there. Gree, would you describe your character and the how everything tickled last week?
Yes. So Gree got a little rude awakening by an archer this morning. So currently, after the battle, he's stripped to the waist and has quite the bandage wrap on his arm and on his chest. Having taken a very strong shot directly to the center of his chest and having to remove an arrow. Currently blood soaked from applying first aid not only to himself but to his companion, and doing what he can, and also keeping an eye out just in case there's reinforcements coming.
All right, then we go to Zarak. How you feeling over there, man? Describe your character for us.
Well, Zarak's pretty rough. He honestly he's had very few times it's been rougher than this. He has a nice big gash on his side from where he took the grievous injury. Thanks to Gree, it has been patched up, but he definitely has to take it easy for a while if he wants to recover from this injury. He is his look, just to recap his physical look, he's got the bronze skin of the Talashite. He's got thick hair all over his arms. He's very hairy. To elaborate, he's pretty hairy. He's got the chest hair, and it's just popping out of everywhere under his hauberk. He has the black hair with, like I said, the distinct blue stripe. Instead of just the black hair shot with blue, it's again like a mouth. It goes from the corners of his mouth is a wide blue strip down his close kept beard and straight up down his skull to the tips of his it's like shoulder blade long hair, roughly. He has felt so he's felt better. He's looking to take it easy and keep it on the mend, ideally here, as we jump back into this swamp that he's not particularly fond of, and not just because it's a swamp, because of the injuries sustained here. Bad memories and bad smell.
Excellent. Now we go to Hilani.
Halani Halani is the only one that actually came out of that fight unscathed. Though that man is sleeping like someone who needs long-term care right now. He probably woke up the birds before the birds tried to wake him up with his snoring. Halani is also a Talashite. He is 6'5", 6'6", depending on the day and the way the sun shines. His hair is relatively close cut, just basically long enough that if you were to get it wet, you could put your hand through it and spray everyone in your way. His beard is longer and is braided, though right now it's probably a little bit unkempt considering the fact that he is currently face down in the earth trying to sleep off his exhaustion. He does have the slightly darker skin, that tan/bronze skin of the Talishite people. The reason he is so tired, even though he doesn't have any injuries, is he saw his people get hurt and kind of went into a rage, unlike any have ever seen probably in quite a while, and viciously tore into these bandits who were stupid enough to come upon him and his people. As said, he was unscathed, but he is definitely going to need to sleep this off for a little bit. Before that happened, though, he did manage to take the heads and kind of put them up around where their camp is. So even though Gree has a head on the swivel, hopefully anyone who does see it is going to say, no, and just get the fuck out. So at the moment, Halani doesn't really know much of what's going on around him, but he probably will start to rouse as the crow calls them all to wake.
With that, we'll go for the scene descriptions here. And of course, Zarak, your feelings about the swamp are about to get a lot worse as a storm blows in from the east. And pause, and skadoosh water. And now it comes down in sheets. Halani, you have been given a very rude awakening. Thankfully, at least you're slightly under a group of palm trees there. It's just sheets upon sheets upon sheets of water. How do you guys wish to proceed?
I thought the only moisture we had to worry about was down below.
Oh,
I was wrong.
You know, this actually makes me feel better because I thought we were hurt before and things couldn't get any worse. Now that it is worse, I can look back and say, that wasn't so bad.
I'm undecided which one is worse.
You guys may proceed however you like.
right. Halani will kind of wake up with the rouse. You know, he just got dumped on. He will actually probably catch the tail end of Zarok's comment, and I'll be like, well, blinking away to sleep. Look on the bright side. At least you'll be clean.
I suppose my hair could use a little washing. Well, is it worth trying to look for our quarry in this? This is mucky at best. I don't know if you can track through this. I don't know if I can. This is.
And just throwing in a couple words from the healer, I would say that it might not be a bad idea for us just to take the time to rest as much as we can. If we can find some cover and just not move around for a little bit, I don't know, maybe Helani, if you want to scout, if we could just pull up for a bit.
Looking up at the sky, does this seem like it's going to be set in for a while?
Yeah, you have a glance at the sky. It's pretty dark up there. The a section of clouds lights up with a thunderclap, and instant later, the boom. So that sound did not travel very far. It is over the top of you.
In the 3 days we were traveling, did we see anything that looked like it could have been a hidey hole, a secure spot out of the elements, or is it all just trees and muck?
It's kind of scattered palm groves spread throughout. You guys had, I'll say you guys had enough sense to bed down in the grove that you're currently in, so you have some cover. You're not exposed completely to the sky, but there's like no rocky outcroppings. There's nothing really in the form of maybe a cave or anything like that that you're aware of. You did not pass anything like that. If you guys wished to press deeper into the swamp, you more than welcome are to do so. But it currently looks like you would be hopping from like groups of trees to groups of trees just to stay out of at least the rain, to try and stay dry.
Okay. Are we protected enough that our fire stayed lit, or is that immediately doused out?
Oh, is it? Oh, well, shit, that's a suppress for the scene, so no. It's out.
Okay. All right. I'm going to look at them and look at what we got. Halani will also drag over the loot closer to the middle, so it's more out of the rain and out of the muck that he had picked off from the bandits. Most of the court isn't really going to care, being wood and copper, so he's not really too worried. The brass oil lamp, though, he's actually going to try to keep up on the driest spot possible, because we don't want that getting ruined in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, no, when Gree mentions having me scout out and having them sit there, yeah, he's gonna look at the both of you and be like, yeah, you two stay here. Make sure he doesn't bleed out. And I'm going to see if I can find the next, I guess, next safest spot. And if it looks any better, I'll come back for you guys. Otherwise, I will simply come back here and we'll have to wait it out. Because while I don't mind short trips in this, walking through this for hours is not going to help any of us. So unless they have any objections or questions, I'm going to grab the two axes that are there. Well, the axe from the bandit, my axe, my long axe, and I'm going to have my shield as well as the shield from the bandit, just in case my first one breaks. I'm going to make sure I have a day worth of provisions on me in case something really screws up, and I'm going to head on out.
Rafe, is there like foliage down, palm branches, palm leaves, ferns, anything around that would constitute like soft cover at all?
Of
what
course.
I'm thinking, if
it's
if
pretty
we're gonna
bushy
try to
down here.
okay, if we're gonna try to stay hunkered down, I'm gonna gather up some of these branches and things, and I don't necessarily have like a camouflaging skill, but basically I can throw some palms and some assorted foliage over Zarek where he is, and just kind of cover him, just so that we're not sticking out. Like if someone were to come by because it's storming, we'd be less noticeable. And then maybe have some of my own where I can just kind of create a little bit of cover.
You actually, that's actually a really good Really good idea. I will let you use your stealth skill for that. So you absolutely are trained in it.
Yes,
Is
I
there a
am.
different skill that, since he's using natural elements, might help, like earth lore or wild lore or something similar?
No,
Uh,
stealth is good. We're
No,
good.
no, I just mean like so I can assist.
Oh.
uh, I'll let you use wild lore.
As you guys
Just
are
to,
rolling this,
Give him
just
+2 for it, Alex.
Rafe, that might be a new thing to put in.
Mm-hmm.
Camouflage, but you need to have wild lore and stealth
Okay, yeah.
the combination. Oh,
to be able
There,
to actually access the skill.
right. There are a few.
That's actually
I
really
would
good.
not call them specialization type skills, but 2 skills used together to achieve another thing. Like beastcraft is husbandry and wild lore to tame beasts. Camouflage could be wild lore and stealth. It requires the eye and the knowledge of plants and the environment to make stealth better. It's actually a really good idea. Thank you, Terry. Put a pin in that, gentleman.
And as I'm gathering that up, I got a total of 8 with my bonuses and my roll.
Okay.
so am I just rolling a regular wild lore just to see how much of some sort of bonus, or if I roll well enough to give any bonus,
You
or
can
am I
just
just
simply elect to help him. It'll give him a
okay?
+2.
Okay, good. Sounds
Yeah,
good. I will give
for
pointers
future
based
reference.
on
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, just
I'll
for
give some
future reference, just
pointers.
make sure that you say, well, I'm going to assist with that. I have X skill. I'll assist with that. And it'll just give him a +2. It's
Cool.
+2s across the board. Really quick and easy that way.
Yeah, I figured it wouldn't hurt to try and help.
Right.
Since I have a few, just a few skills that I can actually do.
And
Right.
I basically make sure I tell Halani before he leaves too what we're doing, so that if he came back on first inspection, if we did a really good job, he wouldn't be like,
Right.
I
"Where'd
wouldn't be
they
able to
go?"
find you.
Yeah.
Oh
Like,
my
oh
god, they're
shit, they were
gone.
here. What the hell? And now they
I
just
mean,
And
we did an okay job, but
right.
and
Hey,
I
a 10 is nothing to slouch at, man.
and he would point out degree the hanging heads and like where they are positioned at. That way you guys could use that as kind of something to be close to, because someone's going to see those heads and probably be like, no. And then if they do push, it's like, all right, no.
The heads give you a landmark to orient yourself by.
Right. There's that too. Yeah.
Because you're about to make a navigation save. What I'm gonna do is I need you to make a traveling test plus your level. All saves are gonna be a skill plus a level. So if you guys are 0 level, it's gonna be +0 for now. So please don't get lost, is what I'm saying. Just don't
Right.
get lost. And a save explodes once.
All right. So you said traveling.
Yes.
It's going to be a 16.
Okay. Okay. Um, give me a moment to. That's your save.
So it's traveling. Is traveling going to be a save skill now?
Oh, we're working on that. Yeah.
Okay. I won't.
We're testing shit out.
Gotcha.
So, um, well, environmental effects here because it's storming out. It's windy, it's rainy. You're getting a hell of a bonus to your stealth. By the way, Gree. If you decide to sneak around Halani, if you're trying to sneak around, you can get a +4 to it. You're gonna have a -2 to ranged attacks, and it's kind of fucking dark out, so it's gonna might be a -4 to everything. So good luck.
Right.
that that storm isn't letting much sunlight through, even in the desert. You guys are seemingly pretty close to the coast, it seems like. So, Helani, the floor is yours. Take it away, brother.
Yeah, no, basically depend because I would notice like how like the patterns seem to go of grove, open ground, grove, open ground. So I assume there's at least a little bit of foliage pattern. He's hoping at least. So he's basically going to follow that to go approximately that far away from the camp.
Mhm.
He doesn't want to stray too far because in case something happens to either him or the others, he doesn't want them separated for too long. As well as he only brought, a day's worth of food, and you don't want to get hopelessly lost and, starve to death.
Right.
So yeah, no, he's basically just going to walk just in a one direction until he finds like the next outcropping or drier spot and just see if it's better suited than what they have, or at least as good. And if it is, he will basically mark that off some way. Whether that's, skinning one of the trees with his axe or, you know, I don't even know what else he could do for it, honestly. Probably just had to just shave the bark off one of the trees in the direction he's going to go back in. Um, and he would basically just go back to them, gather them up the best he could, and they just have to make the slow trudge from spot to spot and just rest as they can because he knows neither one of his compatriots are in very good straits right now. Gree's better off than Zarak, but Hilani's also seen enough chest wounds in his lifetime to know that those aren't very fun to play with, no matter how light they are. So he doesn't want to overexert either one of them. And if need be, he will, you know, probably half carry Zarak if Zarak can't walk on his own 2 feet either. But that's basically his game plan. Hopefully finding drier ground than what they have, or if they get lucky, even like an actual suitable place to hunker down in without getting rained on.
Okay. All right. When you get to that next palm grove, as you're kind of making your way through the underbrush, um let me describe it actually a little better for you. There's not much in the way of trees here. So sunlight does get down to the forest floor, so to speak. So you've got ferns, bushes, ground shrubs, and such like of the tropical variety that it makes it really easy to hide in. And if you're kind of going through it or under it, you can keep your head mostly covered from the sky as the storm is kind of like going and raging over your head. It looks like I'm not gonna make you roll for it, but it looks like if you kind of glance at the sky every so often, like it's moving in kind of like a northeasterly type fashion. Like it's really bad here, but give it maybe a few hours and it might clear off. It might be a little bit better for you. But once you get to that next grove, you do find a pretty good semi-raised area that's a little bit it's a dry patch to sleep on. So if you leapfrog your way on over there, you'll get there safely. A good place for you guys to at least try and stage from there. And I'll say, well, actually, before I continue, how long are you gone? If it is dawn now, how many hours? If you take less than that, how long are you gone?
Well, unfortunately, with the storm not letting much through, I'm guessing he can't see the sun as often as he would like.
No.
I would like, in a perfect scenario here,
Right?
he would like to get there and possibly even get back by noon.
Okay. So, hypothetically, if it's 6 now, you want to be back by noon.
So about 6 hours, yeah.
Okay. Back to the other scene. Gree and Zarak, what are y'all doing for 6 hours? We spoke a little bit
And
about this before, Terry, but yeah.
The rain isn't letting up for us at all. We're just getting.
Not for you guys, no. We're
What
kind
I'll
of
do
juggling
is,
2 different scenes here, but yeah.
yeah. What I'll do is I'll try to rest as much as I can, but I know I need to get up every now and then and check bandages and just make sure there's no bleeding out. If anything needs to be changed or tightened, then I will attend to that.
There is a one of the palms in kind of like this covered I'm gonna call it a blind area. You kind of made like a shrub and or fern like hunting blind here. Great for hunting ducks. So you kind of get yourself in there, and there's like this really nice curve to this palm, and you can just like lay down in there and be like, oh, I'll take this palm with me. Really good seat there. It was fantastic on your lower back and everything. So maybe a few minutes after Halani leaves, you sit down out like a light. Which is gonna do you some good here. Wake up like maybe you work with me like a couple hours later, check bandages, zonk back out again. Check a few more things, zonk back out.
Well, in between one of his after, let's say, the first time that Gree would wake back up, Zarak will actually after he does the bandage check, Gree might notice if he cares to, that Zarak is just like not staring daggers at him, but he's like, other than just kind of listening, which is he's kind of just alert and listening for things happening in the rain. So it's not going very well because the rain is just pouring sheets. He's just staring at Gree, and so if Gree wakes up, Zarak will be like,
Hey.
So if you're gonna you sleep so soundly, it's frustrating. You look like it was a good sleep. After you check these, if you can just monitor these bandages, check for bleeding. I want to practice just some simple spear katas and make sure that my range of movement is passable. So if you can observe the form and make sure that I don't have any bleeding, that would be great. I need to know my capabilities right now. I'll start simple so that because this is still pretty sore. And that's what he'll do for 15, 30 minutes. Not too strenuous, just a couple of simple katas, maybe like one or two to check his range of motion.
And then I will, as he takes a break, I will go over and just make sure that nothing got busted open, if everything's nice and tight. And
if anything feels like it's gonna pull, I'm gonna stop. So I wouldn't like exert myself too much where I would open it back up on purpose or anything.
Okay. Yeah, you'll very quickly find your limitations there and what you can and cannot do. But for the doctor's knowledge, he's actually taken it quite well. Perfectly fair. You bandaged him up like an expert, and he can still move. Thank all the gods. There's really nothing wrong that you can find there. That would be most pressing.
So as I'm attending to him and making sure everything's nice and tight, I'm going to say, Zarak, so what's your story? How did you come upon the same village that we were at? Where are you from?
Oh, we Talushiter from here and there. I'm not from the same clan that Hilani is from, if that's what you're wondering. I'm not following him. I wasn't following or tracking him particularly.
So you left your own people as well?
I suppose you could say that.
And do you have a destination in mind, or are you just out wandering?
Well, I was out wandering. I suppose you could say now I do have a destination in mind. It's wherever this villager is. The destination is fluid currently, not just because of this swamp or this rain.
I understand.
No offense to you. I don't know you that well yet. I'm going to be blunt. I appreciate you bandaging me, but I'm not going to tell you a life story yet.
I understand. I'm just passing the time as they're waiting for our protector to get back.
Suppose he is. I thought he made that my job. I didn't do a very good job.
I wouldn't beat yourself up about it. It's it's combat. It's going to happen, and we were taken by surprise, unawares with these bandits. We really hadn't seen any indication of being watched or followed. So I guess now that we know, that we can do better.
That's the problem, isn't it? Some of us should have seen this, right? Some of us should have known, should have recognized the signs, but we didn't.
I would have said that we'd be more apt to be attacked by some type of swamp creature or animal than a fairly well organized group of bandits. But I wonder if they had a larger camp or if it was just them.
Hard to tell. We didn't really interrogate any of them,
No,
It was,
that time has certainly moved on.
yes, the blood flowed a little too quickly for that. Who knows? Maybe Hilani will find something and have more information when he gets back.
All we could do is rest and watch them for now.
Indeed. Did you notice he sleeps and fights like a bear? That's pretty spectacular.
He's very bear-like. I would agree.
Let's hope he keeps up that ferocious streak. Feels like we might need it.
Most definitely. Although I am interested in talking to him about his fighting style and how after the incursion that we had, how he collapsed and just completely passed out. That was very interesting.
You've never seen the red mist, huh?
Is that what that is? I've heard stories, but where I come from, that's not a thing in necessarily an academic world.
No, that's what I call it. When they see red, it's quite a sight to behold. I don't know if they actually see red, but I mean, you certainly see red after they go crazy. You saw the blood.
Well, as we observed him passing out afterwards, I do believe that our traveling together is mutually beneficial. As it depending on how often he calls up the red mist, it looks like he would need protection after that. So
That's
all
why
for
I'm
one, and
ashamed of how I performed. I was assumed I'd be on vigil. But I took quite a beating. Thanks for the bandaging, by the way. It's pretty spectacular. Did quite a great job.
I'm happy to help out in that way because I'm not going to be much assistance in actual melee or feats of strength. I came from a much more academic background.
Well, you're just a different piece of the puzzle then, aren't you?
Indeed.
As you can tell, couldn't even speak to those backwater townsfolk. You do things I can't do.
Well, I take that as a compliment. It's
I
nice
hope
to
so, because it
have.
wasn't an insult.
It's nice to have complementary skills and abilities. So
Yes. Well, I suppose if these bandages are holding and my form is limited but not too limited, I suppose I should rest up, huh, Doc?
you should absolutely get some sleep. And because I was able to get some rest and have a sleep of the innocence, I am actually pretty refreshed for now. So I think I'll just make sure that you're back under cover, and I'll get myself under cover and just keep watch.
All right, I will. I'm gonna try to position this just so. If you think this is a comfortable enough position, I'm going to put my shield across my chest here. Just drape those leaves just so. Hide me under here, and I'll have my spear lean up against this tree just in case I need it.
I'll just keep some very small rocks nearby me or something, so that if I do see something that I need to get your attention, I can toss something your way without making a lot of noise. But otherwise, go ahead and sleep, and as long as I'm not waking you for anything, then get the rest. You'll need it.
All right. Yes, find some rocks, clack them together 3 times if we're in danger.
And if it's really bad, I'll make a bird sound. Caw-caw. Caw-caw.
That seems like a fairly common one. I wouldn't go with that.
Well, I'll think of something.
Can you do an owl?
I could do an owl.
That would be awkward if they were awake in the daytime. I think that would be more fitting.
All right. I'll toss small stones and make owl sounds if I see danger.
Can you practice it right now? No, I'm just kidding.
Yes,
right,
Chris, show me your education and make the owl sound for us. I'm sorry, I'm not there.
You're everywhere. I would like to hear the sound of the Blackwater Swamp owl.
Oh.
Excellent.
That's canon.
I read about
that. Beautiful. Okay, so you guys hunker down because the weather is not getting better. It seems to be getting worse. Damn it. Now I'm gonna say that you guys probably have in your possessions something akin to maybe if your character has a cloak, he has a cloak, or a blankets part of his bedding and such. Like you can cover yourselves with blankets or a cloak, maybe a tarp of some kind to keep uh the water off you, because it's about to get pretty damn miserable as the storm miraculously moves. It's seeming now, according to the wind, is coming from the south, completely different direction. Why? And Halani, some hours into your trek, you find that dry-ish patch to sleep on that's a little bit more wooded, like I described before. And make me an awareness test, please.
Okay, give me a second.
We'll say this is in the middle of you really scraping the bark off of a palm to mark the place. Orient yourself that way. See if you notice it while you're in the middle of it.
It's going to be a 20.
Okay. You see, as you're peeling bark off of this tree here, out of the corner of your eye, something that is very out of place. You see a little girl's doll. It looks like a little sackcloth dolly that is about 6 inches tall. And it's kind of like half there in the ground. It's starting to get rained on. What do you do?
Barring the Mulan montage that goes through my head. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
All right. I wasn't going there, but right.
No, yeah, he'll see it and he'll have the one axe in his hand and he'll go over and he'll reach down into the muck and pick it up. Cause yeah, that's really out of place.
That should be in the arms of a little girl right now, not out
right?
in the swamp to be
Especially-
rained on.
Especially because they didn't say anything about kids getting lost out here.
Yes. So this little dolly, like I said, it's a little sackcloth doll, kind of really stuffed with some maybe straw or other scrap cloth, and it's of a little girl. And it's got long hair. It's got what would look like if you used, like, so they don't have buttons. This would be like way before the invention of buttons and such like, but for its eyes, they used like dark nuts that have like holes poked through them that were kind of like sewn to the face, that would represent eyes, like similar to like a modern sackcloth doll with like buttons for eyes would be. The doll is wearing kind of like what looks to be like a tea tunic type like a dress on it. There was what looks to be like a leather cord that was like sewn to the back of the doll to look like there would be like the belt to separate the tunic top from the skirt. But the belt is kind of like busted and kind of like hangs off the back of the doll in like two strings. And most remarkably about this little doll in the red dress, the hair is green. It's like green fabric, and it's like twisted and like twine, and they're like tied off, and like the ends of like the little tassels at the end of like the hair strands, it would look like kind of like dreads, are like dyed like a light brown color. So the little girl doll in a red dress with green hair with like almond shaped eyes that instead of like are horizontal, like would normally be on like say a human girl doll, they are vertical, so the points are going up and down.
almost like a cat eye.
Kind of, sort of. Kind of.
Red dress, green hair, cat eye.
Yep. I mean, the doll itself is kind of cute. I mean, it would be, it's clearly it belongs to a little girl who lost her dolly.
Right. Halani will there's no other markings or anything on it. And the only damage to it is just the belt being busted.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Right. And I'm assuming, of course, it's just soaking wet and dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah, Halani will he'll look it over and he'll put into one of his he's got a couple of like leather satchels around his waist where he puts like his polished beads and shells and whatnot that he likes to collect. He'll actually put it in one of those to kind of try to keep it as safe as he can.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll kind of give a look around, and I can do an awareness for this if you want me to, but
By all means, go for it.
he's gonna give a look around, not expecting to see or hear anything, but at the same time, it's like knowing my luck. If I don't try to look, I'm gonna pass something right in front of my damn face. Oh God! All right, Rafe, come out here.
Did you crit?
Uh-huh.
I'm not gonna go look. It's fine. If you
Double
crit,
eight.
all right. Mark it down. So, well, you fucking see the shit out of him. You see what looks like little girl bare feet in the mud going off into the swamp. Like some tracks, and you see like she fell over, skidding in the mud, like she was running from something. It's
Right.
pretty obvious she was running from something because her feet, her strides are, this isn't walking, this is running. You get like the distinct impression this is these are the strides of a little girl running for her fucking life. And she dropped her doll, and as the like this raised dry dirt area that's sheltered from the wind and the rain, they it looks like she slipped and she like skid down in the mud. She's got this big like dirt track that goes down in the water and then off disappeared.
Oh, what's he gonna do? What's he gonna do?
What does Halani do?
Looking up, is it still look like the storm's starting to peel off, or is it coming back in his direction?
It's actually going in the direction of where your companions were. So it now dawns on you several hours after you left them. It's like, oh, the party is back over there. And it's just for the other guys, it is chucking.
All right.
Clearly, it is the rainy season, and this is a goddamn monsoon.
Right.
Where you're at, it's
right. It looks fine.
It's basically just spitting at you now.
So
It's sprinkling.
So essentially, what is going on right now in Halani's mind, and he probably would do a little bit like outward muttering to himself while he does this, because it's like I gotta get back to my people, but Gree knows what the hell he's doing. They are safe. It's as safe as they could possibly be right now. Yes, they are being soaked to the bone, but they're technically safe. She might not be.
Water never hurt nobody unless they drown.
Little water never hurt you. A lot of it can kill you. Thank you, Jumanji. Thank you. Apparently, it's going to be a movie type of night. My
What
apologies.
the hell did I say? No more damn Disney movies.
That's
Come on.
not. Was Jumanji
Wait,
Disney?
wait.
Never mind. We're not going there. We're not
No,
going there.
we're gonna stop. We're gonna stop.
We're
Someone
gonna
in the
stop.
comments is gonna be like, and then give me the whole expose. Spot, but continue. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
So yeah, no. So like he's gonna see these tracks, gonna see her fall, see the general direction, and be like, I should go back, but they're fine. They knew the general direction I moved in, and neither one of them are stupid. They could probably find this place, especially after I marked it. He will actually go back to that tree, and he will actually carve in their names in hieroglyphics, or at least the best he can get. That way, if they do come across it, they will know. But if a bandit comes across it, they're not going to fucking know the names. And he's going to go after the tracks. Because that's possibly a little girl in danger.
All right. So, back to the other scene here, quick like. Gree, Helani's been gone a while. That's all I'm gonna say.
Is it coming up or is it past midday? Best I can tell.
Yeah, best you can tell. That's a good comment.
Yes.
Yeah, right. I'll say the weather gets way worse. It dawns on you that he's been gone a while and you've lost track of time because it's starting to get dark. Like how dark it is in orientation to the storm obscuring things. So he may have it may not be midday yet. It might be hours and past midday. That's kind of where you're at.
All right. I'm gonna observe Zarek then. Is he still sleeping or is he starting to wake up or has he been awake?
Hey, Zarek, what do you have for us?
Probably awake at this point.
All right.
There's only so much a man can sleep.
I'll kind of stealthily, quietly crawl over. So he's been gone for a while. What do you think our next move ought to be? Do we stay and wait for him to come back, or do we try to go after him?
Well, he did take a day's worth of food, right?
He did.
I mean, this is quite the deluge. Can I, is there any way I can tell if does it look like it's gonna end anytime soon? Or like I know you said it got worse, but like does any direction of the sky look like it's I mean if I observe the clouds for like 30 minutes, I could probably tell, unless it's literally just the same blanket color, I could probably tell like based on like the shades of gray changing, I could maybe tell which direction the clouds are moving, right? Can I look in the direction that they've been coming from, and can I tell at all if it looks like it's going to lighten up anytime soon?
Make me a wild lore test. And as the narrator, I am assuming you're doing exactly that, taking about 30 minutes to watch the weather and in this die roll.
Yeah, let's say that as Gree approached, like I've already been watching the sky. Like if I'm awake, I'm watching the sky because what else am I going to look at?
Right, you got nothing else really.
So 16.
It's not It's currently still storming. That's a silly comment. It is storming out, but it is lessening. The storm is moving to the southeast, and in about 2-ish hours ballpark, the storm should pass you. You believe.
Okay. Based on that, it's moving in the, you said southeast. It's moving in, this direction. Looks like it might stop here. Phew. I'll give a soonish. Honestly, I don't think we should go out in this. Bad footing. Both of our injuries. I mean, honestly, we could probably kill ourselves with a couple of with some poor footing. We could just. It doesn't appeal to me walking through this. I think we need to wait until it clears up. He did say he might be gone a whole day. I'm not concerned yet.
Okay. I'm willing to do whatever you think is best. I'm not exactly thrilled with the idea of going through a swamp in the dark either. And if he knows where we're at, then I agree. We hunker down and stay. There's no chance of us building a fire tonight, so it's just we're gonna have to suffer through this.
Yes, and if we're cold and wet walking through a soaked and flooded swamp, I don't know if we could get hypothermia by doing that, but I don't want to find out.
No, and now that I think about this as processing, one thing that I found interesting was the amount of antitoxins that were in the villagers, the healer in the village, in their hut that we happened to take. Being that there was such a variety and a number of antitoxins, we might kick up something rather unpleasant if we just go tromping around. There's a reason why he had antitoxins on hand.
Have you read up on some of the fauna of the area? Are they nocturnal?
I haven't been able
beasts
to
around
get
here?
my medical scribe my journal out and do any type of research. I didn't want to take a chance of it getting damaged in this rain. So I'm also spoiling for the opportunity to gather some components and some supplies to take advantage of being in the swamp for my herb collection. And we haven't been able to do that either. But no, the short answer is I don't dare break out my text in this, not until the rain stops.
Agreed. I think depending on how much light we have once it stops, maybe we make a little progress, or maybe we just make sure that we set out at first light. Well, we'll have to see when that time comes.
Agreed.
Beautiful. So, going back to Helani, you're leaving this raised area, right? Am I understanding that correctly?
Yes.
Okay. So, you are, I'm assuming. Actually, no. You tell me what you're doing. What exactly is his plan of attack going forward?
Okay.
You found this allegedly this little girl's tracks.
Yep. So he basically marked the tree that he had been skinning the bark off of, and he would mark it with Durox and Gree's name, hoping that this would be hopefully the next spot that they get to come across. They'll see, well, Gree will see the hieroglyphics for the names, realize that Helani put a mark up there for them. They can hunker down here if they reach this far. He's also doing it on the expectation that Zarak and Gree are smart enough to defend themselves. Well, survive in the weather and not have to defend themselves again. He's hoping it was just the one set of bandits. But yes, he has the doll. He sees the girl's tracks. Sees basically where they're leading to, or at least best he can until they go out. And he is going to, uh, and he's going to go follow them to see if he can find the girl, or at least find whatever the girl was running from.
All right. So,
So
uh,
that's the plan.
all right. Perfect.
Now I will say this just as an aside for the narrative purpose. Um, if the tracks run completely dry, so to speak, even though they probably washed out more than anything, and he cannot find anything else within probably like a 5-minute swath of that area, then he will probably head back to the Ray spot and then go back to them. But if he has any sign of the girl, then he is going to continue on that route.
Okay. I'm not going to make you roll wild lore for it, but if you were intending to track her, it's pretty easy to follow her tracks and her like crocodile mud slick down to the water's edge there from kind of that muddy embankment. You get down to the water's edge, and then obviously she clearly decided to swim this distance, so her track disappears into the water. You can look out over the swamp and see maybe it's like there are other places where she could have crawled up on the bank and then disappeared when you can't see any real detail from here, but there's a little girl out here who lost a doll, and she may or may not be still out here, but put a pin in that. You can't follow the tracks right now, but you can't necessarily leave your companions.
Is there any spot across the waterway that looks like things might have been like pushed down, broken off from her, like scrabbling back onto dry land?
Make me an awareness test quick.
It's going to be a fat 12.
A fat 12? Yeah, you can see exactly that on the nearest bank, like the next like swampy, grassy hummock, about 250 so much yards like to the northeast of you. Like you can see that shit, like maybe she knocked some things over, but without closer inspection, you really can't tell.
Right.
It looks disturbed over there.
Right. It's theory and speculation at this point. IMAX is the nearest tree to me or whatnot. I'm actually going to notch. Probably just like an X, or just like take a decent sized chunk out of the side. And then yeah, part of me really, really wants to go follow that, but it's like we don't know, and we don't know what we don't know.
That's the scariest part.
That is the scariest part. Yeah, so he will notch the tree. Heck, he'll probably even break a couple of the reeds nearby to actually give him a very definite sign of this is where I stopped. And he will actually head back to the other two as quickly as he can take himself. Along the way, he probably will notch another tree or knock down some more reeds just to give him almost the breadcrumb sort of trail.
Okay.
Just because, of course, going in one direction and coming back from another, you can get disoriented.
Okay.
So,
Make me another navigation save in traveling there. Going back the way you came, makes it a little bit easier.
right. It's going to be an 18.
Okay. You pick your way back more, but maybe more carefully this time, but Hilani rejoins the home scene. Some hours, we're gonna say he's about 3 hours late as he comes back. The storm has mostly blown over, and it's basically a light precipitation at this point. It's sprinkling right now.
Would you like me to
So,
make it? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say you'd probably see us if it would look appropriate. Like you said, light enough rain. If it had abated enough, we were probably getting ready to maybe look after some of your markings and see where you went. So we'd probably be getting ready if it would make sense for this time of day.
More than likely.
Yeah, so Halani will come in. He'll go past the heads, and we'll see you two probably getting up and getting ready. After making sure he has Gree's attention and also giving Zarak a look over to make sure he's not any worse. He'll actually toss Gree the doll. He actually does not know if Gree is a tailor or not. I don't think it was told, but being that Gree is the more scholarly type, he figured he might at least know about the fabrics and whatnot. So he will toss that degree and inform you that he found that in the mud along with some tracks.
Very interesting. What can I ascertain from the style of this? Is it making any sense? The clothes, the fabric, the way that you describe the eyes, and the hair.
They seemingly are oriented on the face wrong. Yeah, right. And they seem like they're sewn that way. Um, like the fabrics that are used to construct this doll, they're made with they're made with pretty good linens. Like this was a uh clearly it was made for someone with love and care and of good quality materials. Uh, it's probably stuffed with maybe like old rags, like clean, obviously clean rags to give the doll definition. But the green dyed hair with the tips that are light brown, that's weird. You know of no people who have green hair. That is completely odd. We just wanted to have a unique doll. We don't know, but not little girls don't have green hair. But the red
And
dress is clearly fashioned in the likeness of like would be a uh like a little girl's tea tunic for like a little Yathite girl. Like it doesn't reveal anything. It would be something that would be practical for like play in. Like kids could be rough and rambunctious in it, and the dress wouldn't tear. It's a very practical piece of modest apparel that covers everything up that's appropriate. but it's a plain red. Obviously, it's faded and muddy and gross, but clearly this is red fabric, and like the leather belt is kind of is busted off there. That whole that hangs off in like two strings, like I said.
Is there any indication that they tried to or attempted to do any types of arms or legs, appendages, tails, anything at all that would give the body some form or distinction?
Oh yeah, it's got two arms, two legs, a head. It doesn't have a tail or anything like that. It looks like a basically a doll representation of a little Gaithite girl with green hair.
Okay. I'll
Like from your days of living in the city, this would be very common thing to be played with by little girls. It's certainly
except for this
dressed
one
like
is
little girls of your culture.
nicer quality than in
Correct.
the slums or okay.
Right.
I'll relay all this information back to the guys. Yeah, it looks Gaithite. Very high quality though, and some of the fabrics. This was somebody's pride and joy, but that's all I can say. Interesting in a swamp though.
Yeah, she was running from something. She
Oh,
was running. She was running good from something.
You saw tracks.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
No blood.
If there was, it was washed out by the rain.
Hmm.
I did follow the tracks to the water, and I saw what might be her exit spot from the water.
Wait,
But
so she ran towards the water.
yes,
Interesting. Is it starting to get dark?
No, this is about 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh. Well, we are as rested up as we can be for now. We spent the day in the rain,
yeah.
but
I found a
we've got
drier
the-
outcropping for us next time.
I would say if we still have the energy, let's vacate this area and find your drier spot. And I'm really interested in this possible child out in a swamp running towards water. My curiosity has been piqued.
So yeah, unless the Rock has anything to say to intervene.
No, I think we should make any progress we can towards the spot you found. I don't know how fast we'll go, but we should head that way.
You're good to walk.
I
Good
was
enough
just
to
thinking
walk.
about that. Could you list what you found on the bandits for weapons and equipment? Is there anything there that we could use?
So Halani will actually point to the mound that is next to his mail hallmark that he left behind. And you'll see the bow. There's a couple of daggers. The axe he currently has with him. The sword sitting there. He has the shield with him. The oil lamp he actually has kind of buried because he doesn't want it to get damaged or anything. The cudgels are sitting there kind of in a pile, potential firewood later on. The one thing he actually didn't leave behind because he didn't want to get damaged by the rain as soon as it started raining is he will actually pull the scrolls from one of his satchels and actually hand those over to you.
Oh.
He's like, and he'll be like, I can read them. I just don't have the time right now.
Yeah. Let's not mess with them in the rain yet. We'll wait till we get to some drier weather. The cudgels that they had, is that anything that possibly Zarak could use as a cane or a walking stick?
They're not that long. It's just a
little one.
basically the size of a hammer, a small club.
Sir, I always have a walking stick, and he'll just Uh,
Hold his
bash
spear.
the butt of it. He'll just kind of lightly tap the butt of his spear into the ground twice. I'm good to go.
I would like to take one of those daggers. Might be nice to have a little bit of a blade, a small blade.
You take one of the cudgels too, so you can bash foliage out of the way if you need to.
Sure. I guess are we taking all the equipment with, or are we deciding if we're going to leave anything?
Oh, that depends on what all we want to carry. I don't know if Zarok has anything in this pile he wouldn't mind taking.
This all looks pretty poor form to me. I could take a cudgel in my pack if we needed some wood, but I don't think I should weigh myself down too much. I don't want to split this wound.
Right. That's a good point.
I have no idea how to fire a bow.
Oh boy.
So no one can fire a bow. How many arrows did I get off that bandit?
2 dozen copper arrows, yeah.
2 dozen. Okay.
Hey Terry, are you still with us? Your screen froze.
I was gonna say
I thought that was just me for a moment.
Damn it. No, he's frozen on my screen too. I'll somebody message him here quick like. We'll continue, but somebody message him.
Just sent one in the meeting chat just to see if he can even respond here.
Okay. Yeah, Halani's probably going to be the pack horse, just one because he's the least damaged, and two, he's the biggest out of the three of us. So he'll probably pocket the other dagger. The sword he has no use for, and he assumes that Gree and Zarok have no use for either of them. He will take the bow and arrows simply for the fact of either find someone who can use them, or they can always give those back to the townspeople for hunting implements. He'll grab one of the cudgels himself, as well as the oil lamp. So they're going to leave a couple of cudgels and the sword basically out of that pile.
Oh, that's trippy.
Did you try turning it off and turning it on back?
You're right.
Back.
Try leaving the meeting and then coming all the way back in. Because
Yeah, 'cause now there's 2 of you.
yeah.
Oh,
Maybe it'll get rid of both and then it'll bring one back in.
all right, here we go.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, well, wait,
Oh,
that
shit.
that got
Actually,
rid of
wait,
that got
don't-
rid of the old one. Okay.
Don't touch anything.
Okay.
All right, we got
You're
him
here
back.
with us now. Okay,
Now
cool.
we're
There
good.
was 2 of me. That was cool.
Right,
Right.
right. Okay, so just to recap, Jirok took a cudgel, Gree took a dagger and a cudgel. I am leaving behind the sword and 2 of the cudgels, and we're taking everything else.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right.
not sure if it came through, but I said that even the bow and arrow in a pinch could be used for firewood. I don't know how to use a bow myself. I've never trained on it, but at least I could look intimidating pointing an arrow at somebody as long as I don't manage to shoot my own eye out.
Yeah, remember, pointy end goes that way.
I was gonna say let's take the bow and arrow just in case for sure.
Yeah. Well, I also figure if we can't use them, we can always take them back to the town and they can give them to their hunters, because never have enough bows and arrows for the hunters.
Agreed.
So with that, if we are all ready to go,
Let's move out.
I will escort them to the drier outcropping, and then we will probably follow the track from there.
Okay. Since you're the one who is guiding us, you can narrate our journey for us, Mike.
Yeah. So I think we figured it was probably what, a good 2-3 hours away one way,
Yep, one way.
give or take. Yeah. So yeah. Since he's already done this walk twice, he kind of picks his way through, knowing where to avoid for slick footing. It has relatively dried up. I assume there's still a sprinkle going on here and there. So it is still slick underfoot. He will go a little bit slower. It'll probably take him closer 2 to 3 hours to get there because he is going to be looking back at Gree and Zarok, making sure they're okay, especially making sure Zarok doesn't slip. Because as I know from personal experience, you slip at the wrong time, you will tear everything back open. Um, so yeah, we'll take our time on that. But I assume unless something really bad comes up or something comes at us from the side, we'll probably get there relatively unscathed and safe. And he will just take them up to where it was the higher actual dry ground, kind of out of the way of the elements, so that they could properly dry off and maybe even take off the outer layers for a minute and let everything properly air out.
Yeah, like I described earlier, the raised hummock, like I said before, is pretty grassy. It's got that muddy, slick trail that the three of you scramble back up, and in regards to shelter from the wind and the rain, this location would have been infinitely better to weather the storm in, as opposed to your previous location. You don't have to build much up here, but as we're getting on late into the evening of our third day out into this trek, you guys may proceed however you wish. This is a pretty defendable position. If you guys were to be attacked here, they have to either negotiate the underbrush, which is not advantageous to fight in or get through quietly. And there's really only two ways to come up: the mud slick that you guys came up, and where the other two of you notice the little girl's tracks and the mud slick that go down in the opposite direction.
Any animal tracks did you come across? Anything at all?
Um, Actually, we didn't cover that anyway, but surprisingly, no, just the girl. I don't know if it's just the animal tracks were lighter and they washed out, or if the girl's tracks are, deep enough, especially where she slipped, that the animal tracks or whatever was chasing her kind of just fell in step with hers. But he'll actually take Gree over to where the girl's tracks are. He'll also point out to where exactly he found the doll at, and kind of just show that off.
And we can see the area where she went down into the water.
Yep.
If we would just take a minute to hold up on this area before we head down to the water, and as you mentioned, the other possible area where she went to, is it worth taking a few moments and following the tracks backwards to see where she came from?
Make me an awareness test as you do that. See if you can find those here.
I'll be kind of standing the ground as I'm vocalizing this out loud, but that's a plus 4 total. 5 plus 4 is 9.
Nice. You do find where her tracks possibly were not washed out by the rain, but she possibly scrambled through some of these ferns, uh, maybe she was hiding from something. Some deductive reasoning in there. But there's a portion of underbrush in here where a small child could easily have hid herself very well. But giving how the tracks, when she goes possibly to relocate or run, something possibly found her, and the uh the prints are far enough apart where she was, like I said previously, running for her life.
Okay. All right. I'll let them know what I found. I'll share that with them and go, well, at this point, there's no sense in going back to where she was from. If we've still got some daylight left, we want to check out further into the marsh to see where she was going.
Which at that point, he'll actually point out in the direction that he saw the disturbance, and he'll give, the rough distance there. It's also, I'm assuming that water is not clear, correct?
Oh no.
Okay.
No.
So we have no idea how deep that actually is. We can assume it's either not very deep or it's not very fast if we think a little girl went across there, but we also don't know if the little girl was a swimmer or not. So,
Right. Yeah. And as you mentioned, disturbance off in the distance, that doesn't mean that was made by a girl either. That could have been made by a hungry crocodile.
right.
Right. Nightmare of nightmares.
Yeah, right. But like Helani he'll actually point, like he'll point where she went through and he broke things off. But then he'll trace down as like you don't see any like actual disturbance until that point. So
Right.
deductive reasoning would think it might be her. But we
There are
don't
so
know.
many mites in here that kind of are pressing you guys on to go like, all right,
Right.
where do we go from here? What
Right.
is this?
But as stated before, we don't know what we don't know. God
And
damn
that's
it.
the scariest part. So, how do you guys wish to proceed?
Well, I'm probably going to look back at Green and Zarok because I'm assuming Zarok is probably resting because that climb probably didn't go very well on him.
Mm-hmm. He didn't slip. If he slipped, he would have lost more vitality.
Right.
We'll put it
right.
that way.
It probably still didn't feel very good coming up though.
Right.
Helene's going to look at Gree and be like, all right, the three of us are here now. You guys aren't far away from me anymore. You two stay here again, and you can watch me. I'm going to see if we can ford this river or not on foot. If we can, maybe we can press on tonight. If not, we'll have to wait and try something tomorrow. Terry, how much of that did you miss?
You were gonna check on Zarok.
Okay. So, I saw you froze up and disappeared there. So, yeah, I'm going to look back at Zarok. I'm going to look at you. I'm going to tell you to stay here with him because we're all here now. You guys aren't far, far away from me getting pelted by rain. I'm going to see if I can ford this river on foot. If I can, and it's safe enough that you and Zarok can make the walk, then we can press on tonight. Otherwise, we're not moving again until Zarok is able to walk better. I'm going to tell you that you can just watch me from where you are. I'm basically going to go to that disturbance, 250 feet up, 250 yards up, something like that. 250 feet, I think. And I'm actually just going to try to forge straight across and then kind of go across like the shore of it. That way it's just as little time in the water as necessary. Because I don't need to hit a deep spot and freaking go,
Down you
ass over
go,
tea
and we
kettles in the
never
water,
see him again. Yeah,
right?
no, 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 please no.
Right. It's also Halani's figuring he's 6.5 feet. Hopefully, this isn't more than 5, 6 feet of water.
Mm.
We will see.
Ah!
Um,
Don't say that.
he can't
I mean-
swim, but he's not stupid. He's going to take this very slowly.
Right?
Do you know how to use the spear, sir?
Oh my gosh.
I have wielded one, but I am not trained in
Well, you can use my spear as a depth finder, but if you lose it, I will attempt to kill you.
it. Fair enough.
That or I'll just be helpless out here. I have a very specific set of skills.
Right.
And
Actually, before that, the long axe, how long is the handle? Is it considered enough to be
a long axe is a two-handed weapon.
okay?
It requires two hands.
Right. So I got what, like 4 foot a half?
4.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Nice big ass bronze head on it. Big
Right.
bearded bronze head.
Yeah. So yeah, no. So Halani will actually look at Zorak and say, no, why don't you keep that? And he'll heft his and like, this will work for now. Because if it's more than me plus this, we have trouble anyway.
Okay.
very fair.
Also, if I lose this, I don't have anyone to blame but me. If I lose that, well, then my life is then in your hands.
I mean, if you lose this, then I take that axe.
My axe.
Yeah, that's fair compensation.
All right. So you rest. Hopefully, we don't get surprised anymore today. And unless one of them stop him, Halani is going to slowly make his way across the river.
So,
No, I think Zorak will keep vigil behind us just to make sure that we weren't followed, I guess.
okay.
Agree, I'm gonna watch the
you
back.
guys are your eyes are glued to him then? Am I right in understanding?
Zorak
No,
is looking behind us, out.
I'm looking the opposite direction. Yeah, I'm watching our back.
Okay. And Gree is making sure what Halani is up to. Oh, okay. Okay. Head on a swivel between the two of you. Okay.
Both
gotcha.
sides,
All
yes.
right. Yes.
180-degree vision, two different directions.
Good.
6 and 12.
So Gree, you see Halani, he gets down into the water cautiously enough, and it gets to, he's about 6.5 foot tall.
Yep.
Is about chest deep water in this. It starts to get deeper and deeper, and you got to get this. Maybe it's out loud, maybe it's not, but you get this like this thought kind of like bubbles up, like, how the hell did this little girl swim through this? And you get down there, it is chest deep on you, and so you're kind of like, well, hell, girl.
Now is this moving super fast?
No, but you are in a river that has a steady but slow-ish current. If someone was an adept swimmer, this is easy peasy. Clearly, if this is the little girl on the other bank, clearly the girl can swim.
Or at least was able to paddle enough that she could make her way over there.
Yeah, oh yeah, at least she knows how to doggy paddle.
There's no like debris on like the shoreline, so to speak, that she could have grabbed to like float across, is there?
Mm-mm.
No?
Oh,
Okay.
no. But it's murky as hell. You
Right.
get about halfway across, and it dawns on you that this is prime leech, piranha, crocodile, and or any sort of venomous fucking reptile or nightmarish awfulness territory in here. And then you get to the opposite bank.
He will haul himself out of the water and check himself for leeches.
Yeah.
Save the leeches.
Let me tell you, there are some leeches. Your ass has to get naked. There are some leeches under your clothes. Nice big fucking fat ones, like big stogie leeches going on. And yeah, but yeah, you gotta pull those damn things off. Ouch. And
which also makes me think, how the fuck did this little girl survive this?
By the way, like 15 feet to your left is a crocodile sunning itself.
Of course there is. Of course there is. Crocodile's good, but I'm not in the mood right now.
A nice big 14-foot crocodile, right? No, I'm like right
Yeah.
fucking there.
Right.
Grease sees this crocodile nude too about the same time you do. And oh shit, that's a fucking dinosaur.
Right. The leeches are forgotten for the moment. Okay, I have to ask before I completely screw myself over.
Yep.
Is the crocodile in my way?
No, the crocodile is not in your way.
Oh, thank God.
So, all right, for your so okay, I gotta pause the session right here. I have a propensity to throw big things that try to swallow Mike whole at him when he goes and fucks off to do something. It's been a Goliath grouper, a giant fucking swamp salamander, giant crocodile
from hell.
So no. So for your sake of the scene, you get in the water, chest deep, get across the way, you get yourself up on the bank, squish, squish, squish. You turn around and you sit down. You're facing where you just came. To your left, big ass crocodile about 10 to 15 feet that way. If you turn around and look all the way up, you can see the place where the little girl, like possibly, allegedly, the little girl disturbed, or maybe this fucking dinosaur a few meters away from you disturbed the brush behind you. That is the scene that you now are sitting in. Great. Would you like to comment on the dinosaur?
I'm narrating this a little bit so that he can appreciate Zarak can appreciate what's going on. And I'm like, oh, and he definitely just saw the crocodile. Yeah, that's it.
Wait, there's a fucking crocodile. What?
Yeah.
And in this corner.
He's gonna draw his attention away from behind us real quick after a glance. He's gonna go, so is he fucking dead? What is happening?
Not yet. He seems to see it. They're not engaging each other, but it's a biggin.
I mean, does he? How? I don't even know how to help him from here if he needs it. I don't.
Don't go near the crocodile.
Can you imagine the leather? Can you just?
Yeah, right. Part of it is too. Halani's like, look at this thing, like.
But that's basically a dragon.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I would be a fucking legend right now. But no. We're not doing that.
Imagine yourself
You're not going to go croc wrestling?
Yeah, right.
You're not going to wrestle a gator?
Big.
I mean, Halani probably could, considering how big he is. But no, not right now.
Big ass Nile crocodile. Yeah.
That croc's going to shake, rattle, and roll you.
Yeah, right. Halani's going to keep that axe in the one hand, and he's going to attempt to inch himself up, going backwards, not taking his eyes off this fucking crocodile.
Are you going away from the crocodile or are you going up the embankment?
Trying to go up the embankment because you said the croc was to the left and behind me was the embankment.
Right.
Yeah.
The crocodile is sunning itself on what would be like a dried, muddy patch there. His or her mouth is open, just sunning themselves, just doing their thing, and very impressive array of teeth and a magnificent creature, but not something that you want to cuddle with. But yeah, no, they're just like maybe one of those reptilian fucking eyes looks at you out of the corner of its eye, nictitating membrane and everything, and you just you're looking at each other now.
Yeah. Halani is not taking his fucking eye off that thing. He doesn't have to. Because he knows those things can fucking go like that. So that's why he's got that fucking axe in his hand, like, I fucking dare you. I'll have crocodile heart tonight. Try me. But no, like I said, he will attempt to get up the embankment.
It ain't hard.
Right.
Possibly the little girl is in the belly of that fucking beast, but we'll see.
Well, speaking of that. $16 on awareness.
Yep.
And this is going to be kind of patchy because it's going to be look around, keep an eye on the croc, look around, keep an eye on the croc. Do I see any signs of either other tracks, her footprints, or blood?
No blood. You find a piece of white linen fabric torn off on some brambles at the top of this hill.
If I grab that linen, does it feel as nice as the doll was?
Possibly.
Okay. When I get up to the top of the embankment, can I still see the crocodile or am I out of sight?
You can see from the top of the embankment, top of that hill, you can still see the crocodile. This is a long animal. You can see
Right.
the tail like kind of like up near you. Just don't touch it.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't touch it.
Right. But yeah, you can see the crocodile from the top of the hill.
All right. So if it seems like I'm more or less out of danger from the crocodile, I
Allegedly.
can guess, right? Halani will actually stand up. He'll tear off the rest of the leeches because I'm sure they've been snacking away. And he will actually look proper for any other tracks of this girl.
To continue your tracking, make me a wild lore test.
Wild lore. It'll be a 14.
14. Yeah. Well, maybe this is the little girl, but she in you're like playing like the narrative of this chase, this running, in your head, like she's running from, say, she was in the ferns of the other place, she was running from something, she dropped her jaw, she gets in the water somehow, some fucking miracle, how she gets across this river, she gets up on this this muddy slick, and then she must have like tripped or like fell through the brambles and I mean, some of these thorns slice the shit out of her, and some of her dress tore off. Something is coming after her. She is running like fucking mad, this little girl, and she pulls her dress out, and then she runs across this thing, and it's pretty dry here, and it's pretty dry and pretty rocky, and then just the tracks disappear off into like the rocky, swampy wilderness there. Similar to like my GIF that I have here on my OBS, just like palms and growth, and her tracks just disappear off in there. But instead of dunes in the back of the GIF there, just like rocks and sand.
Oh, hell. Can I see anything that would look like, a fern outcropping, another grove of palms, someplace that she could have holed up in?
Some rocks maybe out there, but that's maybe a few miles away if she got that far.
A lot of ifs and mights in this conversation.
Exactly. There's a lot of unknowns we don't know, but we don't know.
Is he still within eyesight for me? Am I like watching him, or did he, once he reached the top, did I lose sight of him at all?
Halani is tall enough to where you see his head, his shoulders up, or the top of his head like over the over the brush there, so you can see him, just not very well.
Okay. I'm just and more of what I'm concerned with is that I don't see like
Yeah, you do not see the signs of battle. No.
And I'm gonna keep narrating what I'm seeing back so that everybody's getting the viewpoint of what's going on.
Right.
Nope, he's up on top. He seems to be okay. He's not being eaten by the crocodile. So
this is not a scene from National Geographic.
Yeah, right.
Regardless of how magnificent the crocodile is.
Right. It's really dry up here, though.
Yep.
But now, like, Kalani's like, tracks ran dry. Have a general direction. How the hell am I going to get those two across that river with all those leeches, though? Because the rock doesn't need to lose any more goddamn blood.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
You're not quite faint yet, but hey, Zarok, it's pretty you're not fun to travel with at this point.
And he doesn't have the know-how to make anything to put across the river. Much as they don't have the materials to put anything across the river.
Nope.
Thinking back as I saw him waiting, half swimming. If I'm 5'6" and he's 6'6", I'm thinking that would be like right up to my face level.
Yep.
Yep. You have to swim.
You don't want leeches on your eyeballs. It's not a pleasant feeling.
But it would be a swim for me. It wouldn't be so much as a wade.
Right. Well, I'd probably basically have to like grab the back of your scruff and kind of like pull you across almost. Fuck. Whatever tree is close by, Halani's is going to notch it again.
Okay.
That way, in case they come up from a different way or whatnot. If I look down, do I still see that tail?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You would hear it if it moved.
True.
Absolutely.
Can I see where the next closest, like, like spot to actually go down to the river is, or is it all kind of like clear to walk back down?
Oh, you can walk back down it. It's pretty clear. Yeah.
Well, I don't want to do it by the crocodile.
Oh,
I want to go like 20, 30, 50 feet away if I need to, but to a spot that's not going to be too treacherous to come up or down from.
oh, that's easy. If you both are looking for places either like upriver or downriver to find that's easier to ford the place clause, you can very easily find a shallow place in this river.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
what
I
he'll
was
do.
gonna say.
Yeah,
I was gonna
It's
say I
just
was gonna
pretty
walk like a
wide
quarter mile.
here.
Yeah. He'll do it, he'll get away from the croc. At least to the point that if the croc really fucking wants to take a bite out of him, it has to hustle to get to him and he can be ready.
Right.
Hence why I said, 30, 50 feet.
Hmm.
As much as he doesn't want to deal with these fucking leeches again, or anything else that might try to eat him this time around, he will go back down. He'll ford the river back across because he's not going to go off on a wild goose chase up in these rocks without his other people.
Upriver or downriver? Yes, it matters.
Zarok's gonna walk like a quarter mile upriver, roughly. I mean, maybe less than that, just to see if he can find a good spot.
It gets pretty rocky upriver, about a half mile up. There is a place up there where it kind of like turns into rapids, but the rocks are high enough to where the rocks are not slick that you
Like
are
stepping stones.
you gotta like jump from stone to stone, but you could possibly, it would be impossible to canoe or raft your way down here. You will break your neck. But getting across from one side of the river to the other, you could jump. You have to jump in some places from rock to rock here, but the rocks are not slick.
Yeah, so he actually would have gone upriver like that 50 feet to ford back across. He probably wouldn't have went far enough to see the rocks on the rapids, so he wouldn't have went that far up.
Okay.
I'll relate that. He's coming back across. Hold up, hold up.
And I'll do the same slow, cautious, using my axe as a depth finder type of thing.
Okay. Um, are you ambushed by anything else?
Swear to God.
Nope.
He's like,
Hey.
damn it.
A fucking hippo gets you.
Yeah, right.
Fuck
that.
Jesus.
The serial killers of the African River. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Anyway.
mean. Yeah, hippos are mean.
Right? If you can run 30 miles an hour underwater, don't go to Africa.
So yeah.
Anyway.
I'll forward back across. I'm sure I'm probably covered in leeches again.
Perhaps, yes.
Save the leeches. Save the leeches.
Yes, you can have them this time, Gree.
But no, Zarek, if you wanted to scout up river or go up there, you possibly absolutely can.
I'll cautiously take a walk.
The rapids are as I described them previously.
All right. I'm not gonna try and jump it without the crew. Just in case, because I'm not on my best day. So
Okay.
yeah, when I find a passable spot, I will relay that. So there's some rocks here we could probably jump across. We're gonna have to jump across. If we want to look for another spot, we could, but this way we'll be out of the water. If you fall in, it's not gonna be great. It's gonna be rough.
I'll actually look at Gree and be like, can the leeches still attach if the water's moving too fast?
Not as much. I guess it's not like the stagnant water. but onesies and twosies, maybe.
Okay. What Halani's thinking of, we can go to that spot and Halani can probably ford it again, but use the rocks to, push off of. That way they can go across and he can help if needed. I mean, what's a couple more leeches, right?
Maybe, yeah. But this is pretty fast moving water at this point. You would absolutely need to swim.
Oh, okay.
Falling into the water, you will drown. You will be swept away. The crocodile will eat you.
And as he's thinking about this out loud too, I'm thinking, yeah, if you misstep, you gotta have a excellent chance of breaking some bones that way as well.
Oh yeah,
Right.
there's some real danger out here in the swamp, as you can't tell yet.
Right. All right. So Halani will relay finding what he assumes is the tracks. He will give Gree the patch of cloth that he found and he assumes belongs to the girl. And then talk about how the tracks kind of dry up not too far up the embankment. It is nice and dry though. More rocks than trees, which is kind of weird.
So she made it across the river, up the embankment, and she's still wearing respectful clothes. This is, a nice piece of linen. And there was no blood, so she's still active, alive at least at that point. And I'm assuming very athletic if she made the swim that way. Wow. This gets very interesting. I'm considering that hopping across the rocks might not be a bad idea.
Do either of you swim particularly well?
And nope.
I grew up in the desert area. If I get in above my ankles, I'm out of my comfort zone.
Same. Well, shall I take the first jump?
Well, what time is
hit...
it right now?
Getting on towards evening. It's supper time right now. About an hour before dusk.
Okay. Do we want to attempt to do this now and then bunker down on the other side, or do we want to stop here and take our chances?
Crocodile can come and go as it pleases to either side, so I don't know if either side will be particularly safe.
Do you think you can make these jumps, Jirok?
Well, I have a limited range of motion, but shouldn't be impossible. I mean, at worst, maybe I tear the bandages and Gree patches me back up, I think.
Gree being the medicine man, we go by your word on this. If you think he can do it, we'll go for it. If not, then we'll have to stay here.
Okay, narrator, what's my semi-professional opinion of him making some jumps across rocks?
It'd be difficult, but he is a healthy man. He's pretty athletic, and he's taking to the bandages well enough. If he, in the game mechanics, so to speak, if he rolls well, he has nothing to do, nothing wrong to worry about. But you are pretty positive. I'd say about 80% sure he'll be able to get across.
Is this a moment where like we've done too much activity today? Like I'm not really gonna heal up at all if we like take a night to rest up, or would this be better done like with like good strength in the morning?
That's an excellent question.
I
I
suppose
would,
is there a role where I can like see how I'm feeling? Like, am I feeling up to this, or has this been a lot of walking today?
we're looking at quite a bit of walking right now.
Okay.
I won't make you roll anything for it, but in relationship to what I just said, you're pretty sure Zarek can get across the river, but he's looking pretty fucking whipped.
He
How much of a gambler are you?
Not
he
that
could
much.
he could very well make it, but if he does slip, it will be rather traumatic for him.
Uh, on second thought, it's been quite a day. I think my legs would be served much better resting tonight. I mean, we're not going to make much progress for the rest of the day anyway, right? I mean,
Now,
we
probably
need
get a
we need
if
to camp soon.
right. If we were to get across, I would like us. If we got across, it would be across, up the embankment, make a fire, because we need to eat and we need to get dry. Otherwise, if we don't want to do it tonight, I say we go back to our embankment on this side, make a fire, eat, and get dry.
I think we should take that time to fortify, if we can, this embankment over here. Rest up. I don't know how much camouflage we're going to be able to put into it, but it looked pretty. I don't know if defensible is the right word, but it looked easy to observe the comings and goings. I think we should stay on this side.
Okay.
I'd agree with that. I mean, we're taking the safer routes. I'm very, very curious about this, and we keep calling it a girl, but we don't know for sure. A child. But this child certainly isn't the woodcutter that we're out here to find. But I wouldn't have necessarily abandoned this. But it's not going to do anybody any good if somebody gets a broken arm, leg, or possibly neck.
Yeah, it's been quite the day. If I go down on one of those rocks, I'm not a swimmer either. As you said, we're desert folk. I would probably drown.
Or worse.
I'd rather have my I'd rather have my legs a little bit more recovered. Let's rest.
Okay. And that
To the
Halani,
camp.
yep, Halani will turn back to their camp. Probably
All
break
right.
up, probably break up one of the cudgels to use as kindling if there's not enough dry wood from the trees and whatnot.
Does the lamp have oil in it?
The lamp does have oil in it.
That'll help.
Don't need much though. I would like to save that if we can.
Absolutely.
If you're building a fire, is a difficulty 12 wild lore to build a fire. If you are using the oil, you don't need wild lore test.
Let me try wild lore first, and then we can try some oil. Sound good?
Oh yeah.
All right.
You are healthy enough to do that. So, sorry, Tara, what'd you say?
Oh, I saw it. Let's roll some dice.
Right.
All right, that one eight is exploding, so this is gonna be
It's
good.
been pretty
actually.
dice light tonight, I think. So yeah, getting to roll some dice might actually help us. Great role playing, by the way. This is pretty damn good.
Is there anything I can do a wild lore for this, but is there anything forgeable and edible to help them augment the rations with?
Go ahead and roll for it.
I got 19, by the way. I had one explode.
Oh well, yeah. Then you start a fire, easy peasy.
Yeah.
18.
Yeah, you can find some wild yams.
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 Nice.
Maybe some wild vegetables here and there that you could eat. Have yourself somewhat of a wilderness salad.
We find some yams, 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 yams.
Thank you, Alex.
Look, at one of these days, I'm gonna play a character that's a bard. Okay, that's
Oh my god. Nice.
school of
All right.
puns.
Food puns. All right.
Yeah. So make a fire, cook some food, keep an eye on that goddamn crocodile.
You're right.
And as long as
Yeah,
I
you
got
keep it
some
on.
daylight and the rain has stopped, I actually am going to break out my scrolls and see if I can refamiliarize myself with any type of flora and fauna in marshes, swamps, river areas that I should be keeping an eye out for. Anything that we could use to restock my supply, um, and anything else that like the leeches. If there's anything special I should be looking for in the leeches, I'd like to get a couple collection of those. But yeah, I'm going to do some research and spend that time reading up on the environment.
Okay. Yeah, this pretty wide river basin, the Green Corridor, seems like it'd be a pretty excellent place to have basically a forager's heyday. Anything from venomous arachnids and reptiles to healing flowers and or uh, poisonous plants. There's quite a bit down here. Your instructor was not much in the way of an outdoorsy type person, and he does not have much in the way of field expertise. So in this area, it's the notes are pretty barren, but something that sticks out to you is the various different forms of flowers here, especially lotus flowers. In particular, the yellow lotus, the blue lotus, the red lotus, and the black lotus. Uh, if
Oh,
these flowers can be found powdered and or turned into tinctures, they could be used for a variety of effects. But one of the big notes that your instructor left is steer clear of the pollen of the black lotus because it's more, or that is the deadliest poison known to civilized man, and being in possession of it can be about as dangerous as having it, if anyone was to know about it.
all right. As they're foraging around, I'm going to relate. If you see any types of flowers that are and describe them, look like this, let me know. Also, if you find a green spider, let me know. We need to keep it. It's very poisonous.
The size of a fucking dinner plate.
Jeez.
I
let-
know.
Very deadly. Bring it
I'm not
in.
dealing with fucking camel
I'll
spiders
let-
here, Rafe. No,
I'll let you do your collection.
no.
Do you have a vial big enough for that?
Yeah.
He probably does not have the jars or the implements to be milking anything venomous unless it's with his own flesh.
Do you need the spider alive?
No.
All right,
No,
good.
no. Leave the spider alone. But the flowers are very important if we find any. But
I
just
mean,
tell
if
me
I
about
do,
'em. Don't pick anything. Just tell me. And they
if I
could
do
be-
see a spider the size of my hand or more, I am going to stab it.
You kidding me? It has a mana bar. It's gonna cast spells and get you, Alex.
You fuck off with that stuff. Yeah, no. I have spear. I will use spear. I will stab spider from 6 feet away.
I'm sorry, that was mean. I break the fourth wall.
Fully extended with arm length, I will stab this thing from 9 feet away.
You don't have a wizard. Kill it with fire.
Eat the mage. Eat the mage.
So, you guys narrate for me as a group how you guys are bedding down for the evening, and we will pick up the next scene. Whoever wants to take it away, take it away.
Well, first of all, was anybody successful in finding anything lotusishness?
I'm gonna say you don't. This isn't a very flowery portion of the river.
Okay, fair enough. I will just continue going through my notes and maybe taking some of my own. I do have some ink and pen if it wrote some writing tools and ink if it survived the rain. I would like to take some notes on anything that else that I would find interesting in the blank area. But that's all I'll be doing is just basically heads down research by the fire. And then every once in a while I'll pick my head up and try to get an eyeball of where those guys are, go back down again.
I'll be kind of patrolling a little bit, just lookout duty. I've had my fill and now I'm just gonna slowly walk around, look out best I can across the foliage, across the expanse here, and just make sure that we're not gonna be ambushed again.
After foraging and letting them cook, if there is any light left during all this, Halani will actually take out one of those scrolls and start to kind of decipher that. Keep in mind, this is between on and off, making sure that crocodile doesn't fucking come across the river at him. But he's kind of curious as to why bandits would have text like this, considering they didn't seem very they didn't seem to be the learned type. So he's definitely piqued his interest on why they would have something like this.
Perhaps they are religious. Well, Zabraxian is the sun god, or the sun devil, as he is referred to as. Allegedly, he either is the sun or he is a devil that resides inside the sun. And these 4 pages that I spoke of earlier are the a few of the different sutras for that religion.
Okay. So nothing really, oh my god, over the top. It's just them doing what they're going to do.
For the most part, if it is a magical implement, you would not know.
Right.
I don't think anyone of the party has esoteric lore as a skill.
No.
Nope.
I do not.
Okay.
Magic, what's that?
Right?
I don't believe in ghosts.
Yeah, no, yeah, besides that, Halani, I'm assuming we're gonna break in the watches. And Halani will volunteer to take the first one. Figuring that way Zarak can rest as much as possible before he has to go and watch.
Right, is there any recipes that I know of that would be good for repelling leeches?
That is an excellent question. I don't know. I think you would. Roll for it, yeah.
God, I love making the narrator think.
No, that's a really good idea.
10 plus 4 is 14.
I would say so. I don't know what would go into that sort of thing, but you know of it.
Okay.
Put some dirt on it. I don't know. Stay the fuck out of the water. I'm not being shitty. I'm
No,
actually interested in, for myself, actually knowing.
Well, I mean, it's as far as plane goes, guys. I think that with some of the ferns we have here, some of the water plants that I have here, I think I might be able to whip something up that would at least kind of keep the leeches off of us if we needed to go in the water. Not that these leeches are necessarily going to completely drain your blood, but if you're adverse to having these little suckers on your body, this would at least reduce the amount of leeches. If anyone's interested.
As an aside, certain essential oils can repel leeches. So,
well, shit. Dr. Gree, the ghoul doctor, does his shit. Hey, man, do your thing. You tell us how it works.
I don't know what we have access to here, but in real world Earth, cinnamon, eucalyptus, citronella, spearmint, and orange are the top things to repel leeches.
Well, yeah, I don't have any of that shit, but
I recommend peppermint and basil. Okay.
Yeah, right? Oh my
God. Shut the fuck up, your sarcastic self. God damn, dude.
Perhaps wild yams.
It says that they are afraid of bitter and salty substances. Take that as you will.
All right. Dr. Gree, have at it. You tell us what you do, man.
I need some of that, and some of that, and some of that. Yeah, I think at least it's on a short notice. This will get us less leeches. But once again, if we're hopping across rocks, hopefully we won't need this.
Okay.
Nobody fumble.
Yeah, no. Yeah, Terry. Don't crit fail, please.
Bring that up again.
No. What crit fail? I don't know what you're talking about. Crit fail? Who is she?
As a possible end game thing, leeches also dislike tobacco. If you know this, Gree, and you say this out loud, Halani has some. Just saying.
If I only had oranges, cinnamon, tobacco.
Oh, tobacco!
That would be helpful.
So subtle.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I'm trying here, Ray. All right, I'm trying here.
Hey, man, that's totally fine.
Yeah. So if we're just killing time, we're eating. We don't necessarily have any weapons or armor to maintain because we got our butt spanked so badly last time. That yeah, I'll just do what I can to whip up some essential oils in case we are to take a dive in the water.
Right. And with that, I'll say you guys bed down for the evening. And well, obviously, who wants to go on first watch so we don't get attacked again?
I already said I was going to.
Alani's going to go on first watch. All right.
That
We'll
way it gives
see.
the other two the most time to rest and recuperate a little bit more, since Halani's still the most healthy of the three.
Okay.
To say, unless Gree has any preference, Zorak will prefer last watch so he can just get his good sleep in, and so he can just get one big batch of sleep in. So he'll do third watch if that's all right.
That's completely fine with me.
All right.
Do we have an impromptu crocodile attack in the middle of the night? And no. Gosh darn it. The night
Oh,
passes calmly and uneventfully. Those of us who are injured, you can add 1 vitality to your total vitality. Excuse me, your you recover 1 vitality and a bonus of Gree's sight modifier for the day of light travel and light activity.
So what's that bonus again?
Yeah,
So it's 1 naturally, and then whatever Gree's sight modifier is.
What
Right,
does
so what's
sight
Grease?
modifier mean?
So
Your-
like
No, you're not
attribute.
not sight your not sight your spirit.
Oh, sorry.
Modifier.
So your
Oh.
spirit attribute, the modifier with it, Gree.
+3.
So yeah,
Oh,
you both would
nice.
get 4.
I love it.
Hey man, that's 4. You are 4 vitality taller than you were yesterday.
I feel a whole inch taller.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
A fat inch.
two more nice sexy days like that, and I am tip top.
Hell yeah. To the rocks with you.
God, real talk though, having someone that can apply medicine, that's, oh my god, like so good.
What something you will find out about this system very soon is in the realm of RPG design, a game will have a silent narrative about it where the mechanics ask you very politely to do a certain thing. Everyone knows in Dungeons and Dragons, if you bring a cleric in the party to give you magical healing so you can keep going. They don't tell you, well, you got to, this game is broken unless you bring a cleric. No, it doesn't say that, but it very quietly, like, you should probably bring a cleric. This system goes, oh, you should probably have some apothecary and a mystic of some kind, because corruption is a real threat, which we may or may not see tonight. Sorry, what? Sorry, what?
Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. So, we reconnoiter to the rocky rapids portion of the river that you guys can hop, skip, and jump across to get yourselves to the other side of the river. You don't see hide nor hair nor scale or tooth of a crocodile of massive proportions at all this morning, which is probably good news to your ears and to your eyes. How do you guys wish to proceed?
Well, after a bandage change and a light breakfast, I think we should do a hop, skip, and a jump.
Agreed. Oh, and speaking of crits, so as I'm changing the bandages on my chest, and I take off the old one, and I look at this massive scar I have dead center of my chest. I'm like, hey, guys, what does this look like to you?
You know, it heals fast. Probably still a bloody gash.
You're right. It does look like a bloody gash, but it looks like it's in the shape of like a sigil or a hieroglyph of something that it looks not natural.
This looks like you need the opinion of a reading man. That's not me.
Opinion of a reading man.
I mean, unless realistically it's just like a symbol that like is pretty clear cut in its meaning. But if it really does require a any sort of reading to translate, then I don't know. I just go, it looks pretty gnarly.
Yeah, right. That's why Zarek is illiterate, I believe.
Yeah, he has no
He's-
academics.
He's picking it up, but yeah, he has not really needed the full reading and writing skill set thus far in life. It's not been his role.
Halani got a fat 9 on academics to see if he could decipher something out of it.
Not with a 9. You can't. It's clearly not a what would be a regular arrow scarring. There seems to be something writhing there and kind of blooming from it, but the scarification there is. He should be more scab like as opposed to like bumpy or rippling like flesh scar tissue right there. It's something does not sit right with you when you look at it.
Can
I don't know, Green.
Can I trace it in the dirt with the butt of my spear? Is that a thing? Can I
Sure, you can try and replicate it, sure.
so that Greek can try and decipher his own scar?
This looks
Do I need to
bad,
roll or
but-
anything for this?
Oh no, I wouldn't need to. They don't need to roll anything for it. No.
Okay, cool.
Sorry, Tara. What was that?
Oh, so I'm watching him draw this out for me because I'm looking at it backwards and upside down.
Right.
What is he drawing in the sand?
It looks like it looks like a hieroglyph for some sort of bad omen that you're not really familiar with at this point.
Drat. I was afraid of that. All right, I'm gonna bandage it back up and make sure I bandage him back up as well, but I'm a little concerned about that. But it's not causing me any pain.
No.
It's not causing me any further damage, so
Oh.
let's move on.
Alrighty. To get across the river, go ahead and make me athletics tests here. If you don't have grades in athletics, athletics is an everyman skill. You can use it untrained. You just don't get a bonus from it.
Okay. So then we would still get our reflex bonus.
Athletics
physique.
is physique.
11. What a wonderfully
11,
average roll.
right?
7.
11 will get you across the river.
7.
7. Son of a bitch.
Okay.
Okay.
You were really quick on this. Is there any sort of rope that like I can throw back across?
You who
he was
has
really-
rope on them,
No, I wasn't sure if anybody did. So
right?
Terry was
Halani
just
has
really quick.
Okay.
Yes, no, maybe.
Terry was really quick declaring his role. I was about to ask if we had rope.
Right.
Okay. To redact for a moment.
Yes. Okay.
Did the bandits have any holding their stuff together?
No.
Then no. Halani unfortunately did not have any. As an aside, Halani would have went last.
Okay.
So if Gree is about to like not make this, I can try to help.
Make me a. Whoa. This might be interesting. Oh shit.
Which, by the way, mine was a 16 for the athletic check before
Oh,
having to help. If I need to change tactics to do something else to help Gree, let me know what I need to do.
What were you gonna say, Terry?
no, I was impressed by his,
you are you are all ears and eyes, man. Oh shit.
How wide is this section?
Wide is it?
Not enough.
Yeah, right. The last
you
thing I
said
need is session 1 for somebody to fall, bash their head in a rock, and is never seen again in the river.
Gee, can I wonder when else does someone bash their head up against something and fall down into water?
Hey, you have been a game veteran for how many years? Terry has done a prologue with us. Let's lobby for him right now.
What do you need me to do for Alani to try to save Gree?
I need you to make a we're gonna make a reflex test here. You run it as a save. So well, actually we're gonna do a die roll, your level. You've got evasion, right?
I do. Do you want me to make an evasion save?
Yeah, an evasion save, yeah.
Okay.
It explodes once, mind you.
Which, thank God, it did.
Okay.
So that's an 18. It exploded once, and a 5 and a 3 that I have a +2 from my reflexes.
Into the drink he goes. You touch fingers. That's about it. It's
I needed a 20, didn't I?
the scene from Deep Blue Sea where the fucking shark comes up and the person's like in the fucking, they're like, oh my god, arms and fingers. That's kind of like what you got, but Gree goes into the fucking drink. Hey Gree,
okay.
I need an evasion save from you so you don't bash your head in on a rock.
Okay, we can do this. Oh, and it explodes once, so that's a
Yes,
total
it does
of
explode once. 8.
so
Yes.
14 plus 6 more is 20 plus 4, 24.
Fuck yes. Oh my god.
Nice. God.
So all right, into the drink he goes. He doesn't knock his ass out, but he's
Okay.
gone.
Key question.
Okay, key question before he disappears.
Which side of the rock did he fall on?
That, of course, the deep side, downriver, where the crocodile was.
Damn it.
Okay, back to how wide was this portion of river?
This port, okay. In my theater of the mind here. Use your imagination here. Where you guys saw the crocodile and you were tracking the little girl, it was about this is a wide section of the river, so 150 yards across one way. Okay. And that was about chest deep on a 6.5 foot tall man. You guys went up, Alex, you said, I heard you say a half
mile.
A quarter mile up. All right.
He said a quarter.
I mean,
you said it was half a mile.
So we'll cut the difference 3/4 of a mile. There. We get to the rocks. And this is just specific. I remember you saying upriver, correct? We went upriver.
Yes.
Okay. Go upriver. I will say that it shortens, like it narrows. I just rolled it. If it was a round number of like 150 yards across, and It narrows to maybe 100 yards across. You're going across these rocks. He slips maybe about halfway across.
Okay, that's a lot. I was hoping it was like 30 feet, and I could like, if he could like flail his way over to the side, I could like swing
Like,
the butt of my
this
spear
man
out.
is in the water now.
Well, I cannot help. I can't swim.
So here's the thing. You can't use swimming untrained. However, you can, I'll let you use athletics to attempt to, like, you're not gonna just sink like a fucking stone. No one does that. That's not natural, like, instinct to survive. You're gonna try and flounder. I'm gonna make you roll athletics, and we're going to do that against like how difficult is it to swim in this river, which I have it. Roll me athletics, Terry. We're gonna try.
So athletics is physique, which I have a big old goose egg.
Yeah,
So
right. Goose egg modifier.
Straight old die roll.
Yeah, and this would be a skill test. It is not a save, so it can explode however the fuck many it wants.
All right, here we go.
As this is going on, I'm gonna look at Zorak and be like, "Does your spear touch the bottom?"
I mean, it's almost as tall as you, so yes. This is like a 6-foot spear. This is a long boy.
Straight up die roll was a 9.
Straight up die roll is a 9. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Help.
Okay. This is gonna suck no matter what we do.
Hey, Terry, let's pause here. Let's pause. Hey, Terry. Are you okay with rolling up a new character? If it comes to that, I gotta do some shit here. I want to see.
No, absolutely. I mean, this is all part of the game. It's just
Okay.
Nothing ventured, nothing gained type of thing.
All right.
I have to do something quick before I say yay or nay, but might go for it.
Okay, so where we are in the rock, does it drop off into an actual fall yet, or is it just fast moving?
It's like an 8-foot drop.
So he already dropped off.
Yeah, he's in the foam. He disappears into the foam.
God damn it. Shit. The way I'm picturing it for Halani is,
yep,
the rock says his spear can touch bottom.
Right. Not if he's next to the falls, no, his spear's not going to touch bottom, but some feet down, which would be his right. Some feet he could, it'll be about as deep as it was 150 yards downstream.
Because Halani knows he can't swim. And he could probably flounder, but he's tall enough and hopefully strong enough he could brace against the current. But
I don't think you can at this point.
The biggest thing is Gree already went over the falls.
Yep.
Halani can't do anything to help that.
Right.
I mean, yeah, if this is, I mean, you said 100 yards across, like
it's wide.
Okay,
it's not the Mississippi, but it's a big river.
I'm not a javelin thrower, and I don't even think a really good javelin thrower could huck my spear back across, because like otherwise that would be like my first thing would be like throw the spear across. Halani jumps in with the spear, uses the spear to brace the bottom once he like catches up to Gree, but that's like ideal conditions. Yeah, I don't think I can
right,
huck
right,
the
right.
spear back across.
No, I don't believe so.
That would be insane.
Right.
I mean, we can just kind of scramble down the bank and do our best. That's where Xerox mind goes first, is start scrambling down the bank, keeping an eye out for crocodiles, but just, trying to keep pace with the floundering Gree, and just if he starts to float towards one side or another, if he starts to get his floundering
Yeah.
self under control, try and help. But otherwise, like, I can't do anything other than,
Right. Best case scenario, Gree makes whatever athletics test he needs to, flounders, keeps his head above the surface of the water, and we
maybe hits a
hope
short
of
patch.
yeah, right. He washes up on a sandbar. He gets to one or some other side of the river, or several miles downstream, he finds the bank and not in the belly of a dinosaur.
Right.
Yeah. At this point, I think we just need to like jog along and try and keep pace. That's
How fast is it moving after the waterfall? Is it still a pretty good clip?
Yeah, you could say that, yes.
Okay.
Once it gets like far enough away from that rapid, it kind of like peters out and should be pretty steady.
Okay. Speed it up, because we could do nomenclature and split hairs about this.
Oh
for the
yeah,
next
no,
6 hours.
We're not gonna have this be the
what-
rest of the session.
What Halani is going to do is he didn't start jumping across yet. Like, he probably went like a step or two. Gree fell. He stopped. Zarok is already on his way over. Whatnot.
You're right.
Halani is actually going to come back to their side. And keep in mind, this is all narrative, and I'll do rolls later. This is what he wants to do. He's going to scramble down to the base of the fall.
Right.
If it's slow enough and still shallow enough, Halani is basically going to beat feet through the brush. Fuck all if I hit brambles. Basically try to at least catch up to Gree if possible, and then will put himself in the water to try to grab the man out. Leeches be damned.
Oh, okay.
If the current is too fast, obviously I can't do anything, and if it's too deep, I can't do anything. So I'm leaving speed and depth up to you. But if I am able to ford it to try to grab the man, I will.
Can I try some bullshit?
If I TPK a party with a river, I'm posting this session tonight.
You will be a legend.
Outside the playlist, and I apologize, everyone. This is a comedy of errors, is what this is.
I mean, here. Okay, so
what is the bullshit? Tell me the bullshit.
The bullshit is I would kind of dip the spear at a 45-degree angle into the water.
Okay.
I would basically try and depth find as I run along the bank. I'm gonna try and depth find, like, see how deep it is, and if at any point like it pops, like if it kind of pops out of the water and we hit like a shallow point,
you maybe run the fuck out there onto that. Okay, yeah.
No, but Halani can. Like, I'm gonna be a depth finder with the spear. It's a long spear, so I'm gonna depth find, and then like I'm gonna signal to Halani like shallow spot where he won't be like chest high. Maybe he'll only be like
waist
rib high. Yeah, like,
rib high. Yeah.
You guys are on opposite sides of the bank, though.
Right. No, that's why I would have to like signal. I would have to like big arm wave. You know. I mean, that's my bullshit. If that would work. I don't see this going.
The dice might fuck all four of us here in a minute.
Or just yell really loudly.
Hell bent on helping. That's the only way I can see Zarok helping.
One of
Okay.
my people are in danger. I'm not leaving one of my people behind.
Okay. Hey Terry, did you get the message I sent you in chat? Yes, you can direct message inside Zoom.
Yes, I see
Okay,
it.
cool. Make me your athletics test, because whether this succeeds or fails really dictates what the other party members do.
Yeah.
Boom.
Okay, an 8 and a 6.
The 8 explodes.
Yeah, it explodes.
14 plus 5.
19.
So 19 total.
What's your physique modifier? Is plus
It's
0.
So,
And what was
I
the
mean,
total?
you got
19.
All right. I gotta look at my environmental chart here.
I heard 20. I thought I heard you say 20.
Oh, it's
Uh,
God damn it. That would have been
That's still pretty good though.
another-
19 is still pretty damn good. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
any dice that explodes is pretty damn good. Like that's seeing as how like the river gets less choppy the farther down you go, like 19's pretty good.
I like this. You're right. If I could push off from the bottom at all, then
Yeah, I'd say like if you have your wits about you, realistically, you can try and like springboard off the bottom, pop your head out of the water, gulp of air.
But one, it's if he has his wits. And two,
He's a pretty
if
smart guy.
right? But life and death kind of throws your mind into an array too. So
I hope those scrolls had a watertight casing.
Mhm. You said a 19?
yeah.
yes, 19.
Shit.
What are we doing? What are we doing? Alani's ready to book it, man. He's ready to go.
It sounds like I'm about to kill a party with a river. That's what it sounds like.
You
If-
keep
if
saying
I-
a party, but I am not going in. Like I'm just trying to help. Look, I've known these guys for 3 days. I'm not risking
right.
my life and limb drowning.
Oh shit. I think that should be fine with all the different modifiers there. I think that should be fine.
Oh.
We'll go with that, and he'll essentially regroup with you guys. And I'm gonna roll however many miles downriver. Pretty sure that it's not gonna be like you guys are just gonna leave him. Wow. You guys meet him like 9 miles downriver, on odd or even, Alex.
Oh, am I calling it?
Yeah, odd or even.
Oh, we're getting odd.
We're getting odd. All right. Wow, he's actually on Zarek's side of the river. Wow, shit. A drowned rat, but he's lost all of his shit.
Oh no.
Dude, that's what fucking happens. You have your life and you took a hell of a bath. There was a lot of teeth in there too. You also will. I gotta do fucking damage too. So you're not dead yet.
Nope, I get it. I've been in the Colorado River and I've seen like what happens if someone goes over.
I have never seen the Colorado River, but I've heard that it's some places fucking nightmarish.
bottom line, narrator didn't say you got chomped by a croc, so
Yeah.
No, I am.
That's better than.
I see this as him realizing as he's being shot down, I'm still alive. So you just pull your arms and legs in so you keep them.
And just
yeah.
on everything on the way down. What is Gree's total vitality?
Well, his total hit points is 12. He's currently at 10.
Oh no.
You take 9.
Holy shit. That rivet hit hard.
You lost everything. You lost one of your sandals. I'm gonna be that guy. And you're bruised, beaten, you're a drowned rat, but you're on Zarek's side of the river. As Zarek has, you're not gonna be healed tomorrow, by the way, Zarek, because you're trying to keep up with me with Green now.
No, this has been pretty
This
serious
sucks.
business.
And yeah, 8 miles downriver, following what looked like a corpse half the time. And hey, Halani, he's okay for now.
Yeah, but we don't have anyone to heal him, and he's
I know.
bleeding out probably.
No. He is not bleeding.
Yeah, this unless he had a jagged rock, this was just like a massive bludgeoning.
I am Mr. Contusion.
Yeah.
No,
Thankfully, it wasn't like a sharp.
For the sake of the narrative, I'm not gonna do bleeding rules for this, because this is all environmental damage. This should have murdered you.
This is like literally. Well, we know what that bad omen was all about.
Yeah.
That was mean.
I just playing out the bad omen. Oh my god, the bad omen is gone from his chest. It was fulfilled.
All right.
Am I able to ford across then?
Uh,
Since apparently I had to run for 9 miles and there was no chance to get across.
yes, you can here. Amazingly, it's shallow enough to where you can actually get across here. And that's where Gree kind of gets his muddy, bloody, bruised, and I don't know, how many teeth is he missing?
Fun.
Oh.
There you go. So we reconnoiter to the opposite side of the river, minus that fiasco. How do you guys wish to proceed?
I might rest here for a while. just saying.
Alani will pick him up, like essentially bridal style, and carry him up whatever dry embankment we have close enough, and we'll make a fire.
Oh my god, how fast did we run this? This is like gotta be like a dead sprint along the bank.
You were hauling it. You guys get up onto a pretty good rocky, dry place up on the riverbank, and we don't want to deal with rivers for the rest of this campaign.
Yeah. What's the do we have any utensils that we can use to boil water or anything?
I don't think you guys have. Well,
do we have any conveniently?
Gree
would have had cooking
guy.
utensils, but he he's lost his pack and every fucking thing else. God damn. Yep.
Well, I suppose, okay, so a few questions then.
Yep.
Is there any chance of recovering any of that if Zarak or Hilani search a section of riverbank, or is that just swept gone? Like, is there any chance we could recover a portion of the belongings, or is it just gone?
I'm leaning towards it's gone right now.
Okay, fair. Any rocks that could be roughly bowl shaped that we could put over a fire? It's like
yeah.
long shot.
I'll give you one of those.
Okay.
A
So
water eroded bowl rock.
yeah, so maybe once we get the fire going, set up some little, I don't even know about a tripod scenario. Maybe once we have like coals or something, just set this rock in the fire gingerly and start boiling some water.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a apothecary, but in case we need like clean wounds or some shit.
Yeah, right. You're doing the very bare minimum basics here.
Because while Gree doesn't have any bleeding, I probably have an open wound now again. Like, it's probably busted open.
Probably.
So I need to disinfect this.
Okay.
At least with clean water.
What do you think, Terry?
So I know this is splitting hairs, but
Yep.
I've got light armor. My damage suppresses +1. So would that have absorbed any damage from the getting tossed around?
Yeah, I give it to you. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm not at a 1, I'm at a 2.
Hell yeah.
Hey, it's better than anything is better now.
I'm taking it. I'm at a 2.
Right? Oh my god.
My armor's probably trashed as well as everything else is gone, but I'm at a 2. And like I said, a chip in a chair. That's
Right. Oh my gosh. All right. Hey Mike, what is Halani doing?
Lonnie's probably going to go see if they can forage for food.
Okay.
Not a whole lot he can do in this
Right.
situation.
All right.
He's pissed off at the river right now.
Right.
But, you know.
Yeah. Right. Make me a wild lore test here, quick, like.
It's going to be a 12.
Okay. Yeah. No, you can find a few foraged plants. All right. You can probably get some bugs in there if you guys aren't opposed to eating insects. Plenty of protein. Fruits, nuts, bugs, that sort of thing.
I mean,
it ain't
what's
great.
available in the desert? Bugs.
Yeah, right. Cooked scorpion, anyone? Don't let it touch you. Helani, don't let the fucking thing touch you. And with that, I think god damn, this was actually like 8 hours down, excuse me, 8 miles downriver. That's probably close to like dusk on this day now. You took a day to cross the river.
What a day.
A day in the life of an adventurer.
It's another day that didn't end in death. You know what?
Hey man, we won. How do you guys wish to proceed? I am open to whatever you guys want now.
I'm assuming we're going to have to rest here for at least a number of days because he's not going anywhere.
Oh yeah.
We have to. I mean, at this point, if we're going by the rules here, Gree literally can't do anything to help himself or us for at least a day.
Yep.
If we're going by the vitality rules.
And he's not doctoring right now, and he's not in
Wait.
any
Where did I
shape to
see
do.
where did I see the Lotus information before? I know I read it. Where is it at?
Go into the guidebook and
Yeah.
click on the bookmark common poisons and filters. And then scroll down. Lotus is the next couple entries there. Given how, yeah, you guys will recover without doctoring. You guys will recover 1 vitality per day. If you guys just bed down and elect to say, I don't know, 5-6 days of downtime, Gree can be back up to a relatively healthy state to continue on, but he's not going to be in any way able to use his apothecary skill without ingredients and such like.
Well, before we decide to do any fast forwarding, can we do like a day by day thing where like, okay, so the rest of this day we have to just recover and recoup.
Yep.
Obviously we're not healing this day, but then like, so which day was this? Was this day 4?
Yep.
In this
4 of 20. So you're regarding provisions.
right. Okay. So day 4 we don't get any healing
Right.
because river catastrophe. So day 5, Gree has to take it easy all day. Helani and
Vitality.
Zarak could, huh?
I said,
Okay.
so on day 5 would get 1 vitality left, as well as yourself.
Right. And then he can make at least tests. I mean, they'll be penalized, but he can at least make tests. So if on day 5, the day that at the end of the day he'll get the vitality, can we make checks to scrounge for ingredients, natural ingredients, bugs and plants?
For his apothecary skill or for provisions? Because you can
Uh,
forage for wild edibles like that every day.
Zarak would do apothecary, based on Gree's directions, because he knows we have to get the doctor back up. So if Helani wanted to do provisions, Zarak would do apothecary foraging.
Okay. At the most, he would, well, Gree, once he is obviously able to stand, he would give you a +2. And that would be using your wild lore skill.
Right. Okay.
Since you don't have, grades in apothecary yourself, you can't technically.
Right. I'm just
kind of
looking
breaking
for
my own rules here.
ingredients.
Technically, you can't do what you're trying to do
Oh, okay.
because you don't have the skill for it. But I'm gonna have Terry give
Gree
you
can.
+2 and basically instruct you.
Yeah.
But that's about all it's gonna be.
Right. I mean, that's basically what I was going for, is he would instruct me, because yeah, like you said, I can't do that myself. But at least he has limited movement on day 5. So he could at least come with me and point some stuff out.
Okay.
So as I'm healing and I finally kind of come to consciousness too, I'm gonna grab a hold of Hylani and say, I can't go anywhere for a while, but see if you can scout ahead and find the girl and come back.
Gree, the girl is miles away.
What?
You went a very long way down the river.
Oh, really? I have to sleep now.
I have no idea where the girl could be, nor do I even know where the woodcutter would be from here. You need to rest. We will deal with it when you are better. And if need be, he will actually forcibly push you down onto whatever bedding we have and be like, rest.
I succumb.
Keep in
Okay,
mind when Halani is foraging for wild edibles, the difficulty goes up if he's trying to feed other people. There's also a survival aspect to the system too, if you're trying to support multiple people.
So what roll, if you are allowing me to make this roll, what roll am I making? Is it still wild lore?
It's still wild lore for you, yes.
Okay.
Mike, how do you want to continue this?
Oh, I got a 22 in Wild Lord to try to forward for as much as I can.
You can feed the group for 2 more days.
Okay. Yeah, we can't leave the medicine man behind. We have to stay here. Otherwise, I have to literally carry him from spot to spot, which I can if need be. It's gonna suck, but I can. Otherwise, we can literally just stay hunkered here if it's safe enough. Because I now no longer know where the hell we are. I barely knew where we were before. We are now 9 miles downriver, upriver, or whatever.
And at this point, yeah, no, you guys are officially lost in the wilderness now.
So with if I get Gree's guidance on the +2, then that's a 17 for wild lore to search for ingredients.
Gree, when you are conscious and lucid, what are you asking him to get?
Ooh. I personally am not apothecary, but I'm looking for any type of like moss, aloe vera, I don't know, between healing and infection, I guess I'm worried about. But as I come consciousness, I'm realizing I'm not bleeding out anywhere.
Right. Okay. Luckily, you didn't get any puncture wounds.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, so I don't necessarily have to worry about infection, but whatever I would do for contusions and possible fractures, but
we're gonna go with that. Alex, with some instruction, I'll say on the next day, you find some aloe leaves and a patch of moss. With that, he can make a primitive poultice if he rips up a bit of cloth and then ties that down onto a wound. But no one's bleeding right now, so you should be fine. Level 0 healing, primitive healing of the caveman.
I assume maybe we've washed my bandages in the boiling water and reapplied.
More than likely, yes.
And I know I don't have like those levels, but it feels like pretty basic, like, clean a bandage,
Right.
patch it up.
Yeah. Do we want to narrate out the next, or I'll say the next 4 days? You give you guys 5 days to get Gree healthy-ish again. It's actually all on you guys. You guys tell me how you guys want to do it.
okay, so day 5, I would have gone up 1, right?
In vitality, excuse me here.
Yeah, day 4 was the accident, right?
Day 4 was the accident.
So day
You don't
5,
get to
you would
heal
have
for
spent
this
the
day.
entire day resting.
Day 5, you would have gotten 1 vitality left. And if
Okay.
you heal, what I'm saying is 5 days from the accident is technically how I should word that. So in provisions time, Mike, tell us that is day 9.
Yep. That's with me doing wild lore every day. Halani would
This also dictate that this also is you have to make the test per day too
I
to
can
feed the
do
rest
that.
of us. No,
Yep.
so I'll have you do 2 rolls and then we'll do it that. I'm not gonna have you make a 5 die roll for
Because basically Halani would have Gree is taking or sorry, Zarak is taking care of Gree for the most part. Halani would have when they get up in the morning, he will forage, he will scout out a few hours, he'll come back for the day, he'll forage again. He'll do that. Basically, his scouting is going to be dictated by his foraging needs. He will go out
Okay.
further and further if he needs to. At the same time, looking for any source of other humanoid life / settlement. So you want how you just want 2 wild lore checks then?
yeah, make me the first one on the day 2 of the accident.
All right, so that's a 20 on the first one.
Okay. If you make if you do over a 20, then you can feed somebody for you can feed 2 additional people for the day.
Right.
Is how that was supposed to work.
Thank God that white one's exploding. So day 2 is going to be a 22.
Okay. All right.
You are magical.
Yes.
Uh,
All right. So we're gonna fast forward till the 5th day of the after the accident. But so obviously do your vitality math. That won't change. Your provisions won't change. Just do that on your character sheets.
okay,
Now,
so this is total day. Okay, 5th day after. So we're going up 4 or 5 more. Four more, right? Day 5 after.
yes, 4.
Yes.
Because the first day, obviously, you're not gonna get the healing for that day. So,
Okay.
all right,
Okay, so then I'm at 6 vitality out of 12.
you're at your
What-
base vitality. Good, awesome. You're not taking any skill penalties at all.
Yep.
He can technically now do for himself whatever we need.
Okay, how many can I make a couple of foraging essentially rolls to get him more supplies while he's down?
He can actually do it himself now.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry, what's that, Alex?
I was just gonna like is he doing it like on day 5? Because like if I didn't have much else to do, like day 2, 3, 4, I would have helped look for things based on his direction.
What does Gree want to do?
Okay, so what I'll do is now that I know what I need to heal myself with, I'll be like, I'll find a plant example and show it to him and go, find me a bunch of these. And then I will pick the next one and go, find me some of this. And so I'm in metagaming, what I'm trying to do is do my rolls and use my traveling companions as my +2s to say, I need some more of this. And then I suppose it would be like a separate apothecary roll to apply these, or how would you do that?
To process and apply, yes, correct. How do you want to continue, or so how do you want to proceed with this? Is really what I'm asking. Are we spending 5 days doing this?
I mean, we kind of have to.
Yeah, right. Well, my question is, where's Gree gonna put it? He doesn't have a backpack anymore. All of his supplies are gone.
I got a backpack.
Okay. I mean, you guys could spend like a business week doing all of this, but my concern is where is it going to be put?
Okay.
What are you
I
going
see
to
what
be
you're saying now.
processing it with? He needs jars. He needs you don't have the the bowl anymore, so he can't boil and or smash things. He doesn't have his mortar
Nope.
and pestle anymore.
I get what you're saying. So
Right.
basically, like after these days of rest, I'm up to 6 vitality.
Right.
And so now we can get to the point where we can move on a little bit because anything that we gather, I can't do anything with directly, right? I mean, I'm just doing
Right.
like
If you were gonna be harvesting raw materials at this point, you'll have a surplus of shit to do and or process when we get back to civilization. If we get back to civilization,
How many
I'm just
cudgels
doing-
did we grab again?
there was like one for each, so it was
We
5
grabbed
total.
3,
We burned up a
but
few.
Gree lost his, so we have 2.
No, and then didn't we burn mine?
And you broke up. One of you
Yeah, we
broke
broke up
for
one.
kindling.
So either me or you has one left.
So bear with me here, and this is a real far cry from so you know, if this is not doable, just shut me up. We have a big water boiling stone bowl, and we have a cudgel. It's such an imprecise set of gigantic materials that like theoretically you could still smash stuff up, but you'd lose like 50%. But like you could still make some stuff. I'm grasping at straws just so that we're not, like literally
no it's a good point to make. You're
just so we're not
using the
sitting around for
environment
literally
to
5
do your
days.
goddamn best here.
Yeah.
I am fine if Gree wants to rip up what's left of his shirt and make bandages. And if you guys spend 5 days getting like aloe and moss, and he just makes the most ratchet as shit bandages for everything, I will let you guys do that. You don't have to roll for it, but in your mind, it doesn't look pretty. It doesn't look pretty at all. But you do what you fucking have to, because we are a cast on an episode of Naked and Afraid. If anyone's familiar with the TV show.
Nope.
Familiar with both conditions, but not the show.
Or Survivor Man, essentially. Anyway.
Familiar with being naked, and I'm familiar with being afraid.
Oh my God, Alex, really? Come on, man.
Everybody does it, man.
Being naked and afraid? Oh.
No,
like a
not
terrible
together.
idea.
Not together, separate.
That sounds like a bad deal if it's together.
You ever been scared in the shower?
Ah! This is already a horrific situation, Alex. Shut up.
I'm trying to lighten the mood. God.
I know you are. All right. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. Okay. Okay. Do we have the medicine portion of the scene taken care of? Yes or no?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. Halani has 4 days of scouting that he has to get himself through because he said he was doing that.
Right. What do you want for that?
I want a wild lord. And actually, no, he's traveling. God damn it. I need an orientation save. Yes. A navigation save. Because you guys still might fucking get lost in the wilderness and die. And this is why I gave you guys
24 on the first one.
A 24. Okay.
Thank God for a high ass physique.
Keep in mind, saves only explode once.
Yep.
And realistically, after like 3 days of recovery, we could make slow progress back up the river. Like you said, we're lost, but like we're near a river, so like we still know.
It is so easy to follow a river. Yes,
right.
Absolutely.
Like they made a fucking book about it. No.
Right. I made several books about it. Several of them are for kids.
Yeah, let me tell you, I didn't read that kid's book, and the teacher was like, "What do you think the book's about?" And I was like, "He probably gets lost in the woods and follows a river." She's like, "Did you read this book before?" I'm like, "No, it's the title, so he probably follows a river."
Are
It
we
was
still
like, "What?"
talking about Hatchet
Yeah,
by
yeah,
Gary
yeah, yeah.
Paulson? Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say.
I was. She was like, "Have you read this before?" I'm like, "No, it's in the title." I don't know how brain dead you think us fourth graders are.
So, so Halani, guess what? You
Huh.
said a 24?
Yes.
On the evening of the fourth day, you find a village of people.
Okay. Uh, that means, regardless of what we have going on, then
Mm-hmm.
on that eve, I will tell them about said village, and I will bodily pick up Gree, and we will march the next day.
Okay. When
It
you
will be
guys, we will pick up the next session at that village as you guys are entering it. So,
Oh.
Zarek, would you give us a closing soliloquy of what's been going through Zarek's mind? I'll say for the past 5 days. How about that? How about that shit?
Well, at first, uh, if anybody could pick up on it, Zarak was really down on his. It was really down on himself when he was talking to Gree. He was it wasn't, I guess, really hard to pick up that he was kind of bummed out about how he failed in the encounter, and he was like, "Oh, I'm really not pulling my weight around here." And he's at this point, he's just kind of happy that they've all really pulled through this. Like, first it seemed like certain doom for him, and then it seemed like certain doom for Gree. He's been through these kind of deadly situations, and he's experienced death, and it's been around him before, but he's just glad that this hasn't ended as poorly as some of the other scenarios that he's been in. Sometimes it just ends with Zarak walking away and kind of a party of one, and he's just really glad that he doesn't show it, but he's really glad that this has been a different experience. They're banged up, they're kind of down and out, they've lost some supplies, but at least they're alive, and he's inwardly very thankful for that. He's putting on that tough exterior, and he's not showing it, but he's pretty glad that things didn't go completely tits up.
All right, Gree, you probably have the most interesting soliloquy for us. Please narrate to us what's been going on in Gree's mind.
Well, for 19 years, I've been pretty safe in the academic world. I've been studying things, reading things, researching things. When, and we'll get to my backstory at some point, that I'm out in the wilderness and I've nearly died within days apart of each other. I'm stripped naked. I imagine I just have nothing more than a loincloth at this point, but I'm alive, and I'm really appreciative of the guys who have kept me alive. So I've got a little bit of bonding to these. I'm feeling very appreciative. Um, and I'm feeling very fortunate, even though I've lost everything. I'm like, you know what? I'm still drawing breath. And if I can get myself a scroll and a pen and some ink, I'm going to have the greatest story ever told. So, I guess with my last parting thought for the night, I think to myself, rivers. Why did it have to be rivers?
Nice. And I thought I was gonna have a TPK with a river. Ah, ah. Halani, how we doing over there, brother?
Halani's pissed. He's pissed off at. He's honestly pissed off at the world right now, and he's actually kind of pissed off at himself. Uh, he's pissed off at the world because what he thought probably should have been a kind of routine search and rescue uh, turned into, the field trip from hell here. Between Zarak almost dying to a bandit attack, to Gree almost dying to a fucking river, to the fact that he almost got eaten by a goddamn dinosaur if it would have went wrong. Fuck that guy. Uh, Honestly, at this point, while he's carrying Gree across this landscape to find this village that he scouted out, uh, part of him in the back of his head is saying, we just should have fucking forded it where it was slower. I could have carried him across. We could have dealt with the crocodile, but none of us would hopefully be dead. Instead, we don't know where the hell this girl is. We don't know where the hell this woodcutter is. We don't know where the fuck we are. Both of my people have been on death's door at least once. And for all I know, I could be going into a village of goddamn cannibals. The world fucking sucks right now. But then he has to think while he walks that, yes, they are still alive. They can rebuild. They can get more supplies. It sucks that they lost Gree's journal because they can't really replicate that again unless he happened to remember everything that was in that goddamn thing. But it really is one of those hindsight is 2020. And if he had to do it again, they would have just forded the fucking river with the leeches. Gree would have had some goddamn medicinal components, and they all be the better for it. But who knows? Maybe this village is, the burning fury's blessing in disguise. And at the end of the day, he still has to send thanks that he is alive and he still has people. He has been, I know, kind of hush mouth on the fact that he even follows a deity. That's also because they've been dealing with swamps and water and whatnot, and the burning fury's not so good around those. Part of him kind of wishes he worshipped the crushing depths at the moment. Might have went better. But no, he's going to trudge, and he's going to trudge until they find this village again, and he has Gree, hopefully in a warm bed, and he has the rock bandaged and in a warm bed. And then he's going to look at the sun and look at the earth, and he's going to figure out his next step.
All right. And with that, we watch our travelers walking off into the sunset in hip, tall grass. And there might be a village out there in the savannah. We will be back next week with session 2 of The Crypt of the Elephant. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. We will be back. Thank you all for joining us. Be safe and be well.